Let's go see what is up.
Let's see, you jinxed it. Told you.
Yeah. Are we still pushing to... Is stream still up on Twitch? That's the big question. Looks like it is. Let's see if it split this into another one. Yeah, so it changed it to unlisted and started another stream on YouTube. Public, publish. Okay, so now let's see. There we go. So YouTube's back up. It's just with a different link, I guess, that wasn't public until I went to go change it to public. So now YouTube is coming back around. Stinking thing. And I think Twitch is back live. It says welcome to the chat room. So yeah. It freaked out on me.
Yeah.
Oh, yuck. Anyhow. Give it a minute and try to check and see if I opt up, if it will show in there. Getting a bitrate warning. Why?
There we go.
On which one?
Back on the YouTube.
Cool. Yeah, I had that. It started another stream instead of picking back up that one. It's awesome. This one shows live over there, though. Okay, neato. Yeah, okay. Restream's back. YouTube's back. Twitch is back. Yes. Okay. Note to self, don't mess around with my VPN in the middle of stream again. It's fun. Always use a VPN. Always don't fuck with it during streams. Oh, man. I don't need that tab open. Okay. Well, I guess I'll wait to ops up and see if it shows up there. Till we get our friends back in the chat. Everybody's finding the new link now. Gotta love that.
Heh.
Yeah, I saw Dale over there was like, what's up with this? Yeah, it split the stream into two now. So that'll be fun. Shortest stream ever.
No, you had shorter.
On my Go Dance account. Only Dance. Oh, man. I'll give you a practice test question while we're waiting for my CEH. Let's see. What's my question over here? Oh, you'll know this one, Welch. You went to great lengths to install all the necessary technologies to prevent hacking attacks, such as expensive firewalls, antivirus software, anti-spam systems, and intrusion detection prevention tools in your company's network. You have configured...
The user's the problem.
Yep. I didn't even get like a third of the way through that question.
Well, as soon as you started saying you have installed all, and you started naming everything, it's like, well, I know exactly what it is. It's the person behind the keyboard that's the issue.
Yep. I figured you'd know that one right off the bat. Okay, so Windows LAN Manager hashes are known to be weak. Which of the following are known weaknesses of LAN Manager? Choose 3. So it converts passwords to uppercase. Hashes are sent in clear text over the network. Makes use of only 32-bit encryption, or effective length is 7 characters. 3 of those 4 are correct.
The last 3.
So last 3. So hashes are sent in clear text over the network. That's true. You're right there.
Yes.
Effective length is 7 characters was D. That's true. So then between A and C, which one's not true about LAN Manager? Either it converts passwords to uppercase, or makes use of only 32-bit encryption.
C. 32-bit encryption?
Yeah, that's the one that's not true. You're right.
Damn.
It converts passwords to uppercase. You gotta love that.
You know, it's funny considering this ain't even a cert that I've studied for.
Kinda. So while I've been sitting here taking this thing all week, like I kind of get why they're so lax about it. They're kind of like, just take a bunch of practice questions and you'll pass it. Especially because like almost everybody in there's like CISSP or Security Plus and all this stuff, and they're like, you guys are fine. And I'm like, okay, but I'd still like to like. And they're like, nah, you'll be okay. And the more I go through a lot of it, I'm like, oh, I feel like I've been studying for this test like my entire career, because it's just kind of. It'll be like the first one I fail because I'm going to get cocky on it, probably. But at least I get that retake voucher, so if I do fail it, like a ding-dong, then I can do it again. Which of the following Linux commands will resolve a domain name into IP address? Do you know Linux at all? That'd be hard to do. I'd have to put this
It's been a while.
Yeah. I hated Linux while I was working on my other certifications, but I'm getting more and more comfortable with it, and I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm not ready to move my like streaming setup to Linux by any means, but I feel like I'm like ready to bite the bullet and start using it primarily.
Well, I know a few people that run Ubuntu, of course.
Yep, the easy one.
Yeah. I've met a few people that I don't know why, but they use Kali Linux. Not so much for the tools or anything, but because there's so much documentation out there to how to run it like as an everyday operating system.
Yeah, which is weird because even as a penetration tester, there's like I'm not a penetration tester yet, but one day. And even still, there's a lot that comes pre-installed on Kali that's just junking it up, which is one of those things that's like, okay, as a security professional, what's one of the biggest pieces of advice we have for people is remove your unused programs, because those are all going to be security holes, right? So I kind of don't like, especially if you're not going to make use of those tools, Kali does not make sense at all.
No, there's a new Kali Linux distro I read about a couple of weeks ago. It's called Purple.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I saw that.
It's not designed for a red team, essentially, from the way I kind of took it.
Oh, yeah, it's Purple team. Kali Purple and Python changes. Let's go check it out. I think I saw that the other day and was like, oh, I want to look at that, but it's not relevant to my exams right now, so I was like, I'll deal with that later. Their 10th anniversary for Kali. Wow.
Yep.
I
saw it come across and I just kind of glanced over it and it seemed pretty interesting.
Kali Purple, the dawn of a new era. Kali is not only defense, but starting to be defense. Or not only offense, starting to be defense. Jeez. Leveling the playing field. I like Kali Purple. Fun fact, Dan's favorite color, purple. A reference architecture for the ultimate sock in a box, perfect for learning, practicing sock analysis and threat hunting, security control design and testing, blue, red, purple teaming exercises, Cali spy versus spy competitions, bare knuckle, blue versus red, protection of small to mid-sized environments, cyber chef, you gotta love that. Yeah, they got some good defense tools in there. Suricata. I might have to use Cali purple.
That makes me want to go buy one of those chef hats.
Yeah, I know. I might have to go Cali purple for work.
Well,
what I need to do is get a VM spun up and start running off.
When you think about it, when a lot of people think of security, they think of pen testers and red teamers and stuff.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep. They forget about the blue team people.
Right.
So,
which honestly, purple teaming, it makes the most sense. To be like, oh, we've got red teamers that are out there constantly hacking into your systems, but you're not working with your blue teamers to close those systems is like, that doesn't make any sense to me, especially in the day and age of APTs all over the place and all that. Like, why wouldn't you have the people that you pay to be professional hackers against you working with the people who you pay to defend your place? But it's relatively new. Yeah, I think you sold me on it. I'm gonna have to go put in a ticket and see if I can get a Linux VM spun up with Cali purple on it. Be the first instance of it in the company. They'll be like, we'll put you on red hat. I'm like, I don't want red hat. I want Cali purple. We don't support that. I don't want you to support it. If it messes up, just spin me up another one, because it probably will mess up. I've bricked a couple Kali instances in my early days. I was like, oh, I'm going to change the windows to look like, whatever. And then I tweak a setting I shouldn't have been in at all. And I'm like, uh-oh, this doesn't run right anymore.
Yeah, I have running Kali instances. I've broken my own laptop a few times.
Yep. Gotta love that. All right, so I think we've got some people back with us, and if not, then you can say you saw it on the private show. We're gonna go ahead and ops up, I think, and see if it does the thing.
Okay, I'll be back shortly.
Okay. Factions. Yep, we're over 264, not way over. Store. Away teams. It is not in here. All right, we'll go. We'll hit the buttons. Spend all the latinum. If I got the latinum, dang. 3 days. Yeah. Go. 170. Spent. Do you really want to spend that much Latin? No, not really. But you're not going to give it to me for free, so I guess I'll spend it. Oh no, we opsed up. Why did we do this? Alright, let's go check the store now. What if I have to close it out and open it again? I don't see it over here. Nope. So, thanks. So I guess it's not a 44 thing? Or it's not a 60% thing? Is it going to be an 80%? What's 80%? So 352 million. We'll have to see. I'm going to close it and open it again in a minute and see if it'll update. Yay, way I can upgrade some stuff. I bet you there's a gift chest for... Where do I get my pieces for? What ships? Well, somebody last week was saying that it's 60% for the Pilum and stuff. Like, once you get up that high. I was like, that doesn't sound right. So let me go check my faction store. Joran, I bet you there's a piece of the Defiant in here. Yep. Hooray. Oh yeah, this changes all my stuff too, but I gotta spend every day. So it's this up to 16.2. Let me go change that on my sheet. Daily need of these is now 16,200. It's okay with my current stock. I've got 111 days worth. Get material token claim. Neato. We're gonna need that. Does this change anything here? I don't believe it does. Augment store, no. Oh, what's cutting it close? Oh, on the antimatter units, yeah, I'm really close. Only 111 days stocked up. Let's go check. Does it change my venom? That's based off of the tier of the ship, right? These different? No, they're not. Yeah, 111 days. I went down from like 117 to 111. Oh no.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. I can go burn all these again. I need battleship parts, but not so bad. I get a lot of parts from, like, I want to say events. Like daily events, even. And I need to put more levels into this swarm biominerals before. It's like the first level in that X-Borg for the swarm biominerals is like 500%, and the next level is 5,000%. Or no, 8,000%, sorry. Hey, Tiberius, welcome everybody in. We just ops up to 44. There's our transport coil for the Talios. What's up, Major Samo? How you doing? Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Hello, Ace in DC. Hope you're having a good night. There's Q. Long time no see. Retro J, hello. Now you can get those 46s from the OA team. I didn't see it in here, so we're at 60% of the rep. And I might need to close it out and start it again, because that's exactly why we did it, Tiberius, is because I just got my reputation to that 60% mark. Yeah, it's 80% of the rep. That's what I thought. People were saying it's 60% for the Pilum, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But we're not super far off from that. We can get there. That's, what? Or 40 times 0.8 is 352 million. So we'll get there in a couple days. Yeah, away team store. It's not in the away team store until we get that reputation at 80%. But it will be there. Not event store, which I'm underwhelmed with that. ATA store. So, whoever was spreading around that it's 60%, nope. But we'll get there eventually. Retro J, how are you? Tiberius, we still gotta sync up and hang out again sometime soon. Thank ya. We got the Katinga up there. got it out of the oven this week and took it all the way to tier 5, a little shy of tier 6, I want to say. The weapons are not leveled up, something like that. It's a good time to spend. We got 3rd place on the Picard Riker, which is so weird to say. On the Picard Riker SLB. Thanks for the Fallout Retro J, too. How many coins you got? I'm in the neighborhood there. Q. Yeah, 267. This is kind of, you know, tempting, but if I go ahead and hold out until 336,000 of these, then I can go ahead and pick up Picard. So we might do that. We'll see. Ooh. Nom nom. Oh man. And I gotta go update my spreadsheet on all the stuff that I gotta spend every day. Armando bundle is so much worse than the version from December. I don't get it. The whole store is worse than before. You're after the amalgams refit. I don't know how much that ability actually translates to for rating. I haven't heard from anybody that it's like can't live without it. And yeah, I'm a little disappointed in how small the amount of currency that we're getting is. So that was. I don't think there's too much else I gotta do, but I can probably go ahead and tier up my Defiant. Ooh, yeah, we can do that. There's no uncommon parts, so let's just do it. Yay!
I think I stopped my Defiant at tier 6.
I'm at tier 6 right now, because I could just now get there, and I think I gotta wait, yeah, until Ops 46 to get the next piece. So that's my next lock. Oh, I do need to go, I guess, even though I only use my Frank A in the Swarm Sunday now.
Same.
Keep your eye on the prize, don't get distracted by these flashy doohickey that pop up to tempt you. Yeah. And Big Smiley says, DJ said, Arc Runner was aiming for record breaking, so holding out for additional events to ramp up what we've gotten. Yeah, I don't get the record breaking vibe right now. Not feeling like it's gonna shatter any records. I'd love to be wrong about that, but right now it doesn't seem to be the case. It's my next ops lock here. 45. I am so materials poor, man. Talios. I don't even know if I have the... Yeah, I can't get that one yet. What was this? The Impulse engine. Tomorrow. Tomorrow we can get the Impulse. Doesn't increase the speed, though. I'm way more likely to increase this Impulse engine if it's going to give me a boost to my Impulse speed. Leveling up will do that. Yep. I don't know how long I'll sit at 44. Probably a while. I like to sit now. I am not in a hurry. We're not that close on getting our Mantis up there. So I had heard that the Mantis, that you don't want to level it past tier 5 if what you're after is the... what is it? Syndicate XP in there. Somebody had done the math on that. Potentially there's some table that I glanced at, and that's what I had heard. At the time I was like, whatever, I can't get any higher anyways. We're getting kind of close to where that can happen. So the Mantis refinery, that when you hit tier 6 and beyond, there's like a... I don't know, it's not recommended for trying to get the Syndicate XP out of it, is what I've heard. I don't know if that's the case. Anybody with like Mantis higher than tier 6 that's like, oh, I wish I hadn't tiered it up?
I don't know about that, because let me see. Mine's a tier 7. So
yeah, get some new stuff to claim in here. Huzzah.
Let's take a look. For the refinery, is a tier 7 right now.
Sup, my mantis is tier 5. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I guess
doing.
it'd be questionable because a single chest is 40,000, and that gives you 2250. 2 chests is 200,000. So, what is that? Almost 5,000 XP every 24 hours. So,
Go look at mine. I actually need to pull this back and try to rebase in a minute, probably, because I'm going to be out here farming for a little bit. More fed messages. Hooray. Wait, what were we looking at? Refinery. 1 chest 27, 2 chest 135. I think I'm the same thing as you. Q. Nope. I'm at 1 chest 21, 2 chest 105. At a tier 5. Oh, he's tier 6, that's why. At 2075. So it's 175 more rep per chest.
it almost doesn't, the math doesn't even seem right for a 2 chest being, what is that, 4 or 5 times more than a single chest?
Yeah. Well, for being what it is, Syndicate XP. Like, if I want to try to build up a stock of this Actian Venom, then I'll go hit the 1 chest for a day or 2. And then I'll start depleting it again with the 2 chest. Like, that's pretty much what I use to throttle that. So I'm still getting everything out of here, but I don't know that I'm going to worry that much about the synthetic nitrium after I get it maxed out for level 6. Like, I won't get it to level 6, but I'll have all the tier 6 parts on it at tier 5. It's kind of what my plan was there. And then I can divert that trickle of it over to making sure that I get all my research done, because that's still valuable. And then just only Syndicate XP. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it gets insanely expensive as you tier up. Yeah, it's crazy. That's why I was like, I might sit where I'm at tier 5. Thanks for the follow. Osu2711. OSU2711. Depends on how you want to say that, I guess. I definitely said it wrong at least once. Pronounce it a bunch of times. That way, on average, we get it right once. Right? Working on your Actian refineries research. Over in the Xborg. I just got that first tier. That's what we were talking about when you guys came over in the raid. That first tier of the Swarm refinery I just picked up. And the first tier is 500. The second tier is 8,000. So at some point in time, this might actually be worthwhile for getting resources again. Hey, Louis P. How are you? What do you get? 500 to 8,000. 15,000, 22,000, 30,000. So that's a pretty big hop from the 500 to the 8,000. I might actually start burning some of these again once I hit that. Because I've just been saving them up because there's no use to spend them. Like, even those tokens are negligible. So I figured once I saw this in that Xborg, at some point in time, I'll pick it up. So in the Swarm refinery, the resources refinery, for some reason it's called that. I've just been saving these, so I'm at 7,730. So everybody that's in our stream tonight that plays this game, who's got the most Swarm biominerals stored up? That's the ones from your Franklin, not your Franklin A. I've got 7,730 of these stored up right now. So let's see who has the biggest stockpile. Music makes me want to attack magic item, magic fireball. Yeah. This does. You have the 8,000 rank. You have how much?
26k.
26,000 of the Swarm biominerals?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like, even the amount of these tokens in here, just like, why? If I got rated, I would probably, I don't know. They seem kind of, less than 400 each ace. Yeah, I pretty much get the titanium every single day for the biotics, and then I just haven't really been worrying too much about the rest of these in here right now. You only redeem them once a day. Yeah, you only get them every 22 hours that you can burn them, or when you opt up. But I have been holding out because I'll probably get all 3 of these every day once I get that up there a little bit. So you're at the 8,000, Dale, Mr. Belair. How do you are you cashing these yet, or are you gonna hold out until you get higher than 8,000? Southpaw Funk, good to see you by the way, has 2,000. You spend them when you get them, Louis P. Yeah, I did for the longest time, but I just stopped, and I'm kind of glad that I did, because there's a research that it's like, okay, well, if I spend these every day now, then I'm getting 1x. If I wait, now I'm at 5 times because I did this research. And then if I wait even further, then I'm at 80 times because there's nothing else going in here. When you get that 8,000, it's what? Not 80 times. 8, is it? How many times is that? Math. Somebody math that for me. Do you stop getting them at some point? Now, as long as you're doing your swarm dailies, you'll get them there. Yep. Thanks for the follow, Louis P. Appreciate it. Increases synthetic nitrium refinery payout. So I thought about that. The synthetic nitrium refinery, and it's like, if I'm not going to go any further in the tier of my mantis, then I think you get like what, the first level so that you can get the venom spike, or no, I think you probably, these are probably dependent on each other. Increases base Actian venom loot drops from hostiles. It's not that I need that, I still fill my cargo, but it would be nice to just go ahead and, you know, pick it up faster. Less time out there, not a bad thing. ISO research from 6,000 to 8,000. Yeah, you could keep pulling the whole time if you want to, but what I'm saying is at some point in time, you don't get enough to do all 3 pulls at once. So I'm saving them now so that once I get that up high enough, I can go ahead and do all 3 over and over and over. You go snipe people, but you're at war. Yeah. ISO research is a big one. Like, I have honestly just stopped with all my territory research right now because I'm like, no, it's going to cost me less when I keep putting into this ISO research tree. Nuts, you don't see the logic in what? If I spend these tokens every single day right now. My goal is to build up a stock, and then once I get up high enough that I'm getting 800 times what I'd get for a token today in 3 weeks, then I'll just burn them every day and then get back down to where I don't have any every day. But to me, the benefit out of the swarm refinery is not necessarily the resources every day, it's the tokens that you get back to be able to build back from getting rated.
Yeah, because it's nice to have those to fall back on when you need the resources.
Yeah. But they're such tiny tokens and in such small volume that I would used to just like be like, I hate these stupid tokens, and just go ahead and cash them as I got them. So it was kind of dumb too. Yeah, anyway, it's the only thing that's making it to where I'll ever really worry about it because it's such a drop in the bucket right now. Bigger ship, bigger cargo, more research, more loot. What are you talking about? For the mantis? Thanks for the follow. Was it SKZ? The mantis, the big thing is that people, once you get your tier, what is it, your G4 rare ship, most people are using those to go hit your Actian hostiles and not your mantis anymore. So that's a big reason to not go much further than tier 5.
But there's people that use the mantis just because it's easier.
It's easier, but the tier of your mantis is what dictates that refinery, right? Which we were just talking about, is that it gets to be so expensive to get that big pool every single day.
Well, and you just have to figure out, like every other resource out there, which ones you actually want to be pulling, because let me see real quick. There's really no point in... Come on, load.
Oh, hey. Surreal. How are
There's
you?
no point really doing the whole fragments, because if you do your Steam daily, you collect those. So that means you can use that to do your Strange New World officer shards.
Mm-hmm.
The ion, of course, you need for research. The nitrium you need for your upgrades, and then XP for your syndicate. So you can kind of balance them out. And I think the ion one is every 48 hours.
Yeah, I think so.
48 or 72, something like that.
I think I got it this morning, so we can go see what the cooldown is on it. Yeah, I think it's 2 days. You're maxing out your mantis? I don't know. What level is your mantis at right now? And does it get ops locked? I don't know if it gets ops locked.
I think
Mine's
it does
locked.
because of the warp core.
Yeah, I know most of the specialty ships are ops locked, but I don't remember if that one is. If so, then it's kind of a moot point because it'll be a while before you can get it past tier 5 anyways, right? Because you play super intelligent and stay at a lower level and kick all the ass.
I think the only thing that is not ops locked in the game is the officer building.
Yeah, the mess hall.
Yeah, the mess hall.
But it's still locked by the level of your officers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had like, what was it? The opening week that thing released, they had one person almost max it out completely in 48 hours. So
that's crazy. I don't know how much that was, but thanks for paying for like a couple support people's salaries. But bring that back to base since it's getting fat. How are we looking over here? I don't see a scout, but it looks like we just spawned these around the perimeter, so let's see if we can wait a minute and come back. So looking at the max Talioses, yeah. What crews are you using? Tier 9 Mantis, no problem pulling max XP every single day. I'm using, on my tier 5, I'm using 5 Gorkon Kang, I believe.
which one?
On the Mantis. And I hit max cargo. It's just my cargo bay is tiny on a tier 5. But that's mostly research locked than anything else.
Yeah, for mine, I'm still running, what is it, 5, Dawn, and 4. Yeah, that's the Destro looking one. And I'm able to hit my max cargo every single time.
Yeah, my damage research could use some work, which is where, let's see, where am I at right now? Starships. Mantis weaponry. So I could probably put a couple levels into this. I've got, what, 50,000 of these stinking synthetic ions. So I could probably, let me go look up how far I can get this thing, because I might rush it. Delete. So research, starships, weaponry. Alright, so Mantis weaponry, I'm at tier 4 right now. So tier 5 is going to cost me, what? 15,500, is that where we're at right here? Yep. Alright, so if I've got 59 minus 15.5, that's one level. The next level is going to cost another 1,600 or 16,000. That will get me up to, get this back up. That will get me up to tier. What is this? Level 6 of this, which is a bonus of 105,000% damage. It's pretty sizable. And then one level beyond that I probably can't do yet. Yeah, because it goes from 16,000 synthetic ions to 44,000 synthetic ions to get the next level beyond that. Yikes. But, okay, so I'm going to go sync this in here real quick. If I've got the Latinum, because I just opsed up. Cargo research and damage research are the two that makes it really work really well. Let's see what I can do on cargo. Yeah, that's why I have what I've got. It's 5% more cargo. It's not really worth it at this level. There's stages where it's worth it and stages where it's not, right? Yeah, I think I've got about as much as I'm going to get without being, like, stifled there. So the weaponry is where I need to go next. What research do I have I can rush?
Yeah, but it ops locks too.
See if I've got building I can upgrade. Oh, my treasury I can upgrade. Neato. I get more mining speed, a little more protected cargo. No more cargo capacity yet. I might wait until the spend event tomorrow to put it in that. Well, not the spend. What tier is your mantis? What level are you hitting? I am tier 5, almost done putting the gun on it to finish out tier 5. Well, no, I'm not. I've got the shield left, sorry, and I just got my second to last piece on it, so it's going to be a while before I put that shield up there. Then I'm hitting Jody right now, so that's level 39 system, I believe. Why is this Pip yelling at me? Okay.
Because you're not showing it any love.
No Pip. Explorer overcharge. Yeah, we can finish that. There's no research event going or anything. I think it's a station upgrade, right? Whatever. I've got 4 of the Actian beacons, like, or ancient beacons, whatever they're called, I can use. Yuck. This wasn't even worthwhile at all. Ugh. Oh well.
You know, I still haven't done any of the Dixon event or whatever.
Why? It's pretty easy.
I don't know.
It's go the first one. Spoiler alert. The first one you're gonna go to. Where's the first one? I think it's over here. Brifra. And then the second place is go to Una. Just go put a max speed crew on there and kill 15 hostiles in each system. You're good.
That's it?
That's it.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Just go to Free-Fra, kill 15 hostiles, go to Una and kill 15 hostiles, and you're cut up right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, worth it. Get your Dixon shards. Okay, starships, that's where I was going. Mantis weaponry, let's get it. Ask for help in my Alliance 1. See how many speed ups it's going to take to get there. 22. No regrets. I was going to change this song, but it's called No Regrets. And it made me think about that. What's up? Alright, so there's one. Let's go 2. And then we'll save up the 44,000 of those to get to the next rank, because I think what's that difference from 105,000% to 122,000%. It's pretty big. So I spend Latinum on this. Let's see. Might as well burn the 20 of these. And we got 140 of these we don't need. And dang it, didn't mean to hit that. Whatever.
But you did.
Yep. Hey, what's up, Nuge? It has been a rough week with studying, so I'm glad to be getting a little bit of a break from it. I have to actually get back to it once I get done with this. Tier 9 Mantis with 5-4 Ston. So 5 is just shy of rank 3 for me too. Level 13 damage and cargo research, farms 300 or 512,000 loot per day. Max pulls is 350,000 for 5,400 XP. Takes 10 minutes plus travel time. Well, all right. See, this is why we talk about it on here. It's because we approach this from this is the wisdom on the street, and I think you've got me convinced, Denver Stone. Thank you. The bigger the better. Yep. You get credit too, Nuts. Nuts is always the just do it. He can always antagonize me into doing something. He knows it too. He was like, spend all your ultra recruit tokens. And I was like, fine. Okay. I need something in my research queue. It's doing nothing for me right now. What are we waiting for in the X-Borg research? Doesn't matter. We're not doing any of the attrition, so it doesn't matter yet. If you do Tau, means G4 rare ship, you still want bigger mantis for bigger pools. True. What do we have in the Starbase tree? Reclamator Thune. We'll do that. Oh, right. I can increase the Talios warp range. Hunter. Meh. I don't think I care about any of that right now. What are we doing in the Outlaw tree? Chop shop? Why not? Just something to throw something at. I'm always scrapping something, except for right now. I'm waiting to finish XPing up my Mayflower. Okay. I'll wait on a building. Anything that's only going to take common resources, we can probably go ahead and pump into real quick. What? That's common too. I don't know. I always feel bad when I put anything into the refinery. Just like, why? What's the point? You get nothing out of it. It's 30 days. This one's 45 days. We'll do 30 days. Wait. I have one over here too. 15 days. Let's do the 15 do I want? Burn them. Alright. Once these ships get back, we'll go recrew and head on out and play with the new damage numbers on the Mantis. See how it goes. Might have to hit a little bit lower for the systems until I get it dialed in, but whatever. It's what we're here for.
What are you about to go hit?
Actian, Apex.
You said you've been hitting 39s?
Mm-hmm. I have to figure that one out.
Do you have Hue?
No. I do not have Hue.
Okay.
Just speed everything after you get your 19 helps. Yeah, I'm an alliance of 1 still, so I get 0 helps. That's why I was spinning Latinum on everything.
Hey, after the arc, I told you I'd come hang out for a while.
Yep. Yeah,
may enlist some help and go get you some territory, though.
Well, I went and this is the big reason that I was not in an alliance is because I went and burned so much of my what do you call it? Eclipse the exchange hostiles. Not the hostiles, the exchange armadas. Because I just had ridiculous amounts of them stored up. And I wanted to A, solo them to see where I'm at. B, go ahead and build up all of my stock. So I've got quite a bit right now. According to my calculations here. Let's see how much I've got of all this. So I've got 1,023 days worth of the uncommon exchange loot right now at the rate that I've been spending it. So I'm going to spend it a little faster. Bond Ventures invoice. Oh, apologies. Thanks for letting me know. Oh, I know who that is. I don't know. It's been a long time. See if I can invite to speak. There it is. There you go. Hello.
I was like, how long is this gonna take?
It takes a little longer when I don't have somebody watching that. I see you sent me the message and everything. Sorry about that.
You need to have more monitors going on. I swear.
I'm using 3
Like,
of them over here for that light.
We need to get you set up with like 9 monitors.
I need to. I've got the ultra wide right here, and then 2 up above it. And then I've got the 3 over here.
What's really funny is like in the last month, I've not. Anyway, what were we talking about on your stream other than the acting hostiles? I don't want to hijack your stream. I just wanted to talk to you.
Oh, thanks. We've been kicking the bucket a little bit because kicking the can a little bit, just screwing off because I've got a little lull here until I have to go back to my CEH training this week. So I've got a boot camp, and on Friday I'll take my exam, so I should have my CEH by, Friday evening. Woohoo!
So you've seen how amazing the new up-and-coming alliance is on the server, right?
I honestly have not paid attention with pretty much any of it. I don't look at it.
Seth has good jokes.
Who else knows what's happening?
We'll just say a running dumpster fire.
Yeah, there might have, again, like I feel like people who again, longtime viewers know about a certain relationship that exists in the verse, and sometimes you just gotta reunite the powers of Grayskull and take down an alliance, and that might have happened this past week.
Oh, ouchies. Which alliances?
Just one.
Oh.
It no longer exists. They have no territory. They
Oh, are you talking about who I think you're talking about?
I mean, they did just have their holiday on Sunday, and it was really funny because I went to go look for my Easter eggs and I couldn't find any of them.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, or who you are. And I know, Dane.
Well, how do you not know who I am? We have
No.
so many conversations.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about. I think I know who you're talking about for that alliance. So
we said 5-4 stun.
I clearly need to edit my server profile so that that way when my name shows up, it shows up as its proper name.
Oh yeah.
Because it is the Turtle Prize right now.
I saw that. Yeah, I haven't seen you in the game in a long time. You didn't know that?
I don't pay attention enough. I just go through and kind of trouble through my dailies and play here and there. I don't pay attention to the server politics, I guess.
I don't.
See, I think
to an
Dan, you remember back when we were locked at 39, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the day I got my Enterprise, like we're talking, your first 3-star fucking epic, and we were engaged in a war, and I think it was with Bacon at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just hilarious because they were destroying this poor kid and his station. And I just typed in chat, "Captain, we've picked up another ship. It's the Turtle Prize." And it was the very first time me coming in with my Enterprise had ever happened. And it was just hilarious because Bacon just vanished to the wind. They were like, "Nope, we're done. That's an Enterprise. We can't."
Yeah, when everybody's flying around in like Kamaris and stuff.
Yep.
I think they were warp back then. Well, we were locked at that.
I think they just become bacon, actually.
Maybe. They had way better leadership when that happened. I heard that guy that had the original alliance tried to have the new alliance handed over to him when he decided to return to the game. People were like, no.
Well, hold on, because there was another bacon on the other server.
Yeah, there was. It's confusing.
Yeah, so there were two similar bacons, and then you've got maple, which is actually bacon.
Right.
From our server.
Yeah, because there's another bacon
62.
still.
But yeah, he's back now. Been playing with him a little bit. You know, we welcome everyone in woke because we're super woke.
I saw that. We only kill everyone.
Yeah, we only kill everyone. It's all good.
You can back it up too. Every time that I'm in the same system as you, like it happened earlier today. I saw a turtle prize out there. What system was it? You were finishing your.
In Una.
Nope, I saw you out here in Zen. You were doing your battle pass, I guess.
Oh yeah, I was just chilling out there for a while.
And I was like, hey, look, I'm on my way out here. And I saw this ship that was just like, pew, 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 level 59 over here, just knocking stuff out. And I was like, huh, I wonder if he'll still be in that system when I arrive. And if so, if he'll say hi.
I have my Sanctus with Speed Crew. It's just, it's not pretty.
Yeah, it's insane. That's, who was it? Dingle Melons was out in, where was it? Exchange space, just hitting those hostiles in his Hechta with the speed crew on it. And it was like, I checked his impulse, it was just shy of like 400. And that thing was just darting across it. And I was like, it's hungry Hechtas out here.
Hey man, I can't compete with Dingle and Harb. They're the Scopely employees. They just are. I can't compete with that.
Oh man.
I mean, unless you can explain another reason why you would take a level 56 ship to tier 8. I mean, that's just $40,000 right there.
Jeez, that's all.
NBD.
Y'all make me nervous with the amount you'll spend on ships. I'm just piddling along down here.
Oh, I'm done. Yes, like Scopely has even been trying to like send me like super ultra good packs to get me to start spending again, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Well, you're already third highest power on the server, right? And Ops, what, 59? So you're one away from the cap too.
I mean, that's gonna take me a year.
If you care enough to do it, but you're also probably having more fun in the game than you ever have because you don't really care as much anymore, right?
Actually, funny story. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, so Rux and I, like, so a month and a half ago, Rux and I were chatting, and we were just like, you know what? I think I just need to, go off and kill people. And so that's what happened. That's I joined RHPD, which turned into Yoke, which turned into Woke. And we blamed the Lunesta. So
well, I remember the confusion in the previous alliance when you exited. You're like, what's up with this?
Wait, which previous alliance? Hand?
No, the one that we were both in.
Wait, there was confusion in that one?
Yeah, they're like, where'd he go? What happened? He must have been mad at us.
I literally told them what I... Hold on. So, alright. So, for your listeners...
I saw, first off, I watched in the chat where you were like, just so you know, I'm not mad at anybody, and sorry if I blow your stuff up. And that was it. And you went off to go do your thing, and people were like, is he joking? Is this a joke?
first off, I left with a reason.
Yeah.
And the reason I have accomplished. Like, I don't know how, like, I have accomplished everything I left to do. Like, guys, that alliance doesn't exist anymore. Like, I don't understand. I couldn't do it while I was acting within the rules of that alliance. I had to go operate on the other side.
Yep.
And it worked. It worked.
The other
Like,
side that the other alliance liked to be on all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and guess what? They rage quit. They literally gave up all their territory because they were so upset about losing. I mean, how do you get upset about that?
I don't know.
Yeah, trust me, they will never have any territory as long as I am in woke.
Jeez.
I might have to go try to get me a piece of territory. I thought about trying to go ninja some territory from somebody, but I don't know.
I mean, there's a little 1-star just sitting down there that we made them give up.
Dude, you know, if you went after like a little 1-star, there's enough alliances that would go and run blockage for you.
Yeah. I might go try to grab one of these. It's got like isogen, which I haven't been mining, but I'm kind of like crap. Like I almost need to go mine some because nobody goes OPC on it anymore because Scopely let people frickin' research their meridians and get their protected cargo increased. Jerks. Do it just for the ISO. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Nuge. I might just go try to ninja one. I have to go actually refine enough. Actually, I might have the resources to go buy into it already. I don't know. Where's my... It was items territory. What do I need?
Well, I guarantee you there's an alliance that will come and act as backup for you.
Go bounce for me.
Just as two of the most powerful people on the server, you know, in it.
Yeah.
NBD.
Oh, man. I might try to get a little party started in between arcs. I always go to other people. I need to have other people come, like, join me on a little rampage or something in a party alliance and blow it up when the next arc starts.
I mean, it would have worked perfect if you had gone with me when I, you know, jetted over. Because, I mean, that was, like, the perfect time to go on a rampage. Because, the rampage is strong.
You make me think of Archer.
Rampage!
all I can hear is him going off and hearing in the background, Leroy Jenkins!
Yeah. God. I love Archer, man. I've never finished the show. Is it still ongoing? I don't even know if Archer's still going.
The latest season's awesome.
The last season, I think I watched. I can't tell. There was one where it was like all noir, and I watched part of that one. And then I remember I watched one where, what was that season? Where we're all rebel country. I can't remember which one was more recent. That was around the time I stopped watching.
Yeah, they're on season 13.
Wow. Yeah, I think the season I stopped in was the one where they had like teased for that whole season that Archer was like dead in the pool. And the Archer Noir thing. They just changed the timeline for no reason.
So there were 3 seasons after he died.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, he died.
Yeah. I need to watch them.
All 3 of those seasons were amazing.
Dang. I love that show, man. I gotta get back to watching it. We've got 2 more episodes of Picard. Is everybody ready? So what? The next episode of Picard comes out about this time tomorrow? What, midnight tomorrow? Is that right?
Doesn't it come out in like 2 hours?
Is it? Is it Tuesdays or Wednesdays?
Wednesdays or Thursdays?
Well, today, I don't remember.
Wednesdays, ain't it?
I think it's Wednesday. I always watch it on Thursday, so I think it comes out on
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Wednesday now. Like, it was Thursday when Discovery was out. Because it was Discovery Thursday. But no, I think it's Wednesday.
Yep.
I think it will come out in like 5 hours.
Wow. What sucks is this week, being in this stupid training all week, this boot camp, is like, there's a lot of stuff I wanted to get done before this boot camp started up, which, you know, whatever. I'll get this stupid certification out of the way and move on. But I know it's going to be hard to fit this episode in, and it's going to be like the biggest cliffhanger ever, because we've got one episode left after this, right?
Yeah, and that's it. That's it for Picard.
And it doesn't feel like...
no more Patrick Stewart, no more TNG crew.
Right.
They all said this is it. Like, that they're done with Star Trek after this.
Right, which is where I'm also like, okay, so that also means a lot of them are probably going to die. So who's going to kill them? How's this going to happen? So, you know, I mean, TNG crew, yes. Is it possible that Jack Crusher will have a spin-off show or at least show up in other stuff and all that? Probably.
I honestly hope not. Honestly, that the worst actor in the entire show is Jack Crusher. Like, both LaForge shotters, I'm just like, oh my god, can you
Sydney?
guys both have spin-off
Yeah.
shows?
I love Sydney, man.
Please, just have spin-off shows like the LaForges,
Right?
Like,
gosh. And then
tactical and engineer, just have like tactical engineer, like, oh.
that's man, the Brent Spiner is just best actor ever too, man, with his ability to play simultaneous characters at the same time. Has been a pleasure to watch his scenes.
Yeah, but he's always been gifted at that, though.
I know. He just hasn't lost his edge at all. It's awesome.
I just wish he was known for more than, you know, data and
Right.
lore.
Or
and
any
people.
Soong. Yeah, any Soong that ever existed.
Right? Like, but again, he's probably made enough money that he doesn't have to worry about that. And then he's done all of his, you know, production stuff on the side that has, you know, supported him. He just... It is what it is. Like, you don't want to like judge actors for making the decisions that they do unless they're like horrifically bad ones that are clearly just for the money. But
Nicolas
even
Cage.
then, but even then though, man, like, think about it. Remember how everyone was making fun of not Sylvester Stallone. Why am I grasping at fucking straws right now?
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis, yeah. Remember, everyone was, you know, making fun of him for, you know, doing all these bad movies, and oh no, just turns out mental illness, and he's just trying to make enough money so that when he can't act anymore, he's good to go.
Right. Yeah. Can't blame him for doing his job.
There's also some actors and actresses out there that people have said the movies were terrible, but they're actually like a pretty good series together. I mean, Bruce Willis just came out with one this past year, and if you watch the whole series, because there's, I mean, trilogy, it's not bad together, but as an individual, it kind of sucks.
Well, all I know is I'm very excited for these last two episodes. I will cherish them.
Now, on the plus side, you have not been missing out on the latest patch for Star Citizen. I will tell you that much. I don't know if you've been watching the drama occur with 3.18 for Star Citizen. But basically, if you could imagine a patch deploying for something, and it like just completely shitting the bed.
I think we're semi-familiar with that.
You know, you say that, but imagine if you couldn't get into the game.
No, I think we've had that once.
Imagine you couldn't get into the game for a week or more because you spent too much money in the game.
Huh.
What?
Yes.
So if you spend too much real world money, they will lock you out of the game.
If you spent too much real world money, you wouldn't be able to log in because the game servers couldn't handle recreating your account when the new patch went live and they deleted everyone's existing accounts.
Oh, hell no.
You know, they
Like,
make Scopely seem kind of small time with that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, you know.
Honestly, CIG just should have just like renamed themselves to Buffer Overflow at that point. just really? Wow. And the best part is they still can't even figure out why it doesn't work.
Wow.
It's been almost a month. Like, so yeah, I think I joined the woke crowd around the same time 318 went live. Honestly, it wasn't a coincidence because I was planning on playing Star Citizen the entire time.
Yeah.
No coincidence. But yeah.
Wow.
You spend too much money, can't get into the game. And
That
they
is
still haven't fixed
effed.
it. That's the best part.
There's a game coming up, I think. Actually, I need to check because I think the final beta will be coming up soon. And I've been involved in it since its second alpha. I didn't realize because of everything that was going on with the channel and everything that I got invited to the original alpha and missed it. But there's a game coming next month and I can't wait for it. And it might be a new primary for the channel. So I'm excited for that. It's not mobile. Right now it's PC and PS5 crossplay.
I mean, I hope it's not a mobile game. I think
No.
we're all done with. Honestly,
Mobile games were great for COVID.
STFC. I'm like, that's the last mobile game I'll ever play.
It's the last
I'm not.
MMO type mobile game I'll play. I will piddle around with anything, especially stuff that I can get into and do any kind of like memory editing to mess around with and be done with in a couple hours. I love those kinds. But I think I'm out on MMO style games on a phone. Especially when I'm done with this one. Like, I don't know when that'll be, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't even play on my phone anymore unless I absolutely have to. It's one of those things where it's like, you know what?
I think I'm only on my phone. Yeah, I think I'm only on my phone when it's like, oh wait, did I shield? And then the only other time is like, oh, I forgot that I have to sit here for like the next 6 hours starting or moving from system to system to join in armadas because there's an event going on. That's about it. Or I'll go hang out with the family on the couch or something and check my phone like every 14 minutes to go start another armada. Hate it.
Nope, use my iPad that's sitting on the couch next to me.
Yeah. See, Noosh says I would be playing the game if it wasn't on my PC. Yep. I play it on the PC 99% of the time.
God, I remember when they released that mod, how happy people were.
Yeah. It's just better.
Yeah, if they had never released the PC version, I don't think I would have stayed with the game as long as I have.
Yeah, probably not. So let's make some predictions on Picard without spoilers because, you know.
Wesley's going to pop back in and
I think we've
reset
had
the
enough of
whole
him.
Universe to the very first episode of TNG.
Possibly. Well, Q's gone.
Well, that's what I mean. So with Q gone, it's got to be Wesley to do it.
I mean, technically, there's...
I feel like we're spoiling things already.
Well, I mean, about Picard's current season. I will totally spoil seasons 1 and 2, which everybody should have watched by now. And if not, then we're here to summarize it for you.
If Wesley doesn't show up, it's not just going to be Wesley showing up, though. Like, I need you to think about this. Who's going to show up with Wesley to save the day?
I mean, the only other person I've seen with Wesley recently was what? Not Soji. Soji was the original one. Who was the?
Didn't he take some
You haven't
girl?
watched all of Picard yet? Retro J. How far in are you? Robot Girl. Yeah. What was her name? Not Soji. Soji was the, or no, Daj was the first sister. So Soji was the second sister. Is that right? Of the twins?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so Soji was.
So Data's daughter is gonna come with him.
Lol.
Gonna meet Data.
They've got 2 episodes to wrap it all up with the bow, man. It's gonna be very difficult.
And I'm telling you, it's gonna, like, I've just ruined it for everyone. I'm telling you that Soji is coming back with Wesley. They're gonna meet Data. They're gonna have a father-daughter bonding session. You know, because Data's alive again, and it's that, like, that's how it's gonna end. Like, it doesn't really matter what happens to Picard, because, like, we all understand what's going on with Picard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're like, I'm just saying, we know what's going on with Picard.
Man. Well, okay. Let's try not to ruin too much stuff. What we've got from seasons 1 and 2, possible spin-off series. We've got, what, 3, I think? Possible spin-off series already from Picard. We've got The Travelers. We've got Khan and the Augment. And what was up with the Vashti? What's up with this whole new, like, reimagined Borg that just saved the day and are just gone? Not a mention of it at all.
That's one of the things I'm kind of pissed about with this latest arc that STFC has been running. I got really excited when they, when the X-Borg came about, and I was like, oh my god, yes, we're gonna have, like, and then
nothing.
Again, I feel bad because the actress died. And
I know.
Like,
yeah.
I gotcha. Did you just script your own arc for that? Like,
well, the actress that died, that wasn't Girardi, right? It was the Borg Queen, right?
Yeah, the original one.
Right. That's what I thought. And it's,
which is why it really didn't, like, again, it made sense, but it didn't make sense with how they were trying to run the arc.
Yeah. But the way that the show left off, you don't need the original queen anyways. So, as bad as that sounds to say, because I loved her and all that, but where the show is, where the canonical universe is, thank you, Annie Wershing, where the universe is right now,
she no longer exists.
Right. So it doesn't hinder the narrative. As callous as it sounds. The Borg will go on.
Yeah, it's not like it wasn't amazing to begin with.
Right.
It's just that's not where it is anymore.
Mm-hmm. And they put a lot of work into that. Like, you could pretty much say most of season 2 of Picard, actually seasons 1 and 2, is all about the Borg, right? Like, there's other crap going on, but the Borg, you get more insight into the whole, especially de-assimilation process. Like, that's what Picard has done for the entire canon. And it's just gone. Why? And that's the thing too, is that the show's following Picard, right? It's his namesake and all that. Is that this is Picard's story, but it's sowing seeds for so much else to happen in the universe, which I like. So that's still something that could possibly happen, is we could get a whole new Borg show. Possibly. Get the Travelers and something Khan finally touch on the eugenics wars that they never, like, everything has always just glazed over, like, yeah, that happened, it was horrible. And you don't see it. It's never been shown in anything. So who knows?
I mean, we'll really have to see where Strange New Worlds goes next.
I like Strange New Worlds being like, I don't want Strange New Worlds to get dark, and that's going to be bad because it has to, because we already know how that series is going to end.
I mean, we know.
like Pike might as well be Sean Bean.
Like, we know where that crew ends up. It's not pretty.
Yeah, there's there's 2 people on the ship that we know of that are going to be okay. But that's it.
Only 2.
Yeah.
That's it.
So.
The best part is seeing the preview of Kirk. And
you're
like, oh boy, bud.
Yeah. Just you wait.
You're going to inherit a dumpster fire. Like, talk about a lesson in leadership for all y'all. Like, I really want to see how they dive into that and actually show how Kirk is able to, like, take this defeated crew.
Yep.
And turn it into, the original series crew that we end up seeing. Or maybe that's the key, or not the key, but the real clue behind why all those red-shirted ensigns die all the time in the original series. It's because he wasn't that good of a captain to begin with.
Right. He made some questionable, even with Spock. When you have both Spock and McCoy, like, you've got some of the best advisors on the planet, and you still get in some pretty bad situations and have trouble getting out of them. So, I don't know. Maybe that was his thing. He was a really good leader because of the people he surrounded himself with. But at the same time, it seems like Spock was just a fixture on the Enterprise. It's not like he chose him. He just didn't get rid of him.
Yeah, Spock just exists on the Enterprise. I think we've seen that from even the Kelvin universe.
Yeah, yep. Like, he's like, Spock is more, which is what is the most annoying thing about the Enterprise in Star Trek Fleet Command, is it's like, hey, don't put the officer that makes the most sense to be on that ship canonically, because it's a waste.
Unless you're defending End Station.
Yeah, that's the only time, and that's just TOS. Frustrating. Oh, man.
Well, at least we know there's only one red shirt that lived throughout the whole time with Kirk, and that was Scotty, because he did not ever travel off or on world.
Well, when he did, he was a serial killer. Lloydson, yeah. 0027, the Rangers, the Fenris Rangers that Seven was a part of could be a good show. It's true. The Fenris Rangers could be like a cool little vigilante group.
They had a beautiful arc just this month.
I know.
With the Fenris Rangers. The problem is that everyone skips over the dialogue to see what's going on.
That was... I enjoy, really since like Deep Space Nine, Part 1 even, maybe some of the Strange New World missions. Like, the missions have gotten way better stories in the game. If you stop and smell the roses in the game, there are some actual pretty decent storylines if you don't just click through it, which sucks because of the nature of this game being hey, somebody's gonna come attack you, or you're gonna go attack somebody. It means that there's like that whole hurry up and get through all the dialogue, like click through it all mode a lot of people are in, and you miss a lot of really decent storytelling that happens in the background if you do that. What, a Michelle Yeoh, Giorgio Section 31 show? I don't know anybody who wouldn't watch that show.
Well, they kind of teased about that, but I don't know if they can afford her now after that awards that she took.
Yeah.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once? You mean the Best Actress one?
Yeah.
That one award in that one movie.
It's just one award. It's not
whatever.
It's NBD.
You never know.
See, news. I've been killed while reading the mission stuff. How many times does that happen to you before you're just like, I don't care, I'm clicking through it all, and you miss some good stuff? That's what sucks. You have to go on SDFC.space and go try to like read the transcript of the missions. Who does that? I've done it a couple times, but I don't know very many people that are like, let me go search the mission on SDFC.space so I can go read everything I did for the past 2 hours. which is mostly your ship being in transit from one place to another. Or donating materials to somebody who needs more dilithium to create some sort of explosion to do whatever the hell.
Oh, well, since you got me, Dan, is there any help you need with CEH, or you feel pretty confident with your boot camp?
You know, I feel more confident with the boot camp when I'm not listening to the instructor. Plus, it's InfoSec Institute, which I used to get my CISSP. They were great. It's a dual certification, so I take the exam on Friday, but it's got the exam pass guarantee thing. So if I like somehow just like tank on it, then I can still retake it once. So I'm not that worried about it. The Pen Test Plus is packaged in with this, and that's like all self-study. So I'll probably go pick it up too.
Honestly, man, like the fact that you already did CISP prior to doing CEH, like you're gonna be fine.
That's kind of the way the instructor is. He's like, oh, you have your CISSP, you're gonna pass this, and I'm like, really? And it's like, yeah, it's like there's like 35 different tools and know some commands and what the output is, and like as long as you know those things, you're not gonna fail this test. I'm like, okay.
I mean, it's simple things like what does ipconfig display?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not overly complicated.
Yeah, like.
And again, it's been a hot minute for me.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's been a decade, but I have much higher certs now. So I feel confident that you can pass the CEH.
It's like, it's such a weird certification too, because it's the only one that I've got. Like, I'm more stressed out than anybody else because everybody else is so calm about it. Like the CISSP, I knew in my brain that I had given it the proper amount of respect and attention and stuff, right? And this one it's like, I'm starting to freak out because of how much everybody else is like, there's no way you can fail this. And I'm like, okay, I'm the guy who's gone in and passed every other exam I've ever taken, certification exam, first try. It'd be hilarious if for some reason the CEH is the one that trips me up. I'll never tell anybody. But
I'll be brutally honest with you. Like, it's one of those things where the only people who are hiring you off of the CEH are people you don't want to work for in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, take that how you will.
Yeah. Well, from what I can tell from the where I'm sitting right now, is the CEH is like, hey, here's some stuff you should know like day one on the job as a penetration tester. That's pretty much it. Like, doesn't teach you much else. There's plenty of, like, the Pen Test Plus, from what I can tell, is more like, no, if you've been doing the job for a year or two, this is what you should know.
I mean, I'm telling you, like, the very first time you get hired or, asked to do a pen test, you're gonna realize that, oh my god, this is a lot of fun. I can learn a lot of things, and I can do really good things with this.
And document a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to a lot of that. Like, I'm not afraid of documentation, and I think that I don't have any big crippling public speaking problems, right? And then the rest of it's just technical fun, solving puzzles in the real world, right? That you're not supposed to solve. So it's fun about, like, everything that I've seen so far, the tiny bit that I've had hopping into the actual hacking side of information security is like, this is so much fun. This is all the stuff that people never thought you would be able to do with this, so they didn't even bother to lock it down, or it's just a way to use something that
But that's 99% of companies in the United States right now. Like, and again, we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. It's one of those things where there is a reason why, if you know how to look for stuff and you know how to actually lock stuff down, you can be an effective pen tester.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to really. This is what I feel the most bad about with the CH, is that I'm looking like through it. Like, it's such a given at this point that I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to go pick up my Pen Test Plus, and probably OSCP is the next big milestone on my thing. Like, CH to me is like such a just bump in the road. So I'm not even, like, the only thing I'm worried about is that I didn't even know I was going to be doing this. Like, I had planned a month and a half ago that this week I would be taking the boot camp and not even the test. I didn't even know that when I signed up for the boot camp that the last half day of the boot camp is the test, which was the first thing that I was like, wait, how hard is this if they're just like guaranteed no matter who you are, you're signing up for this thing and taking it here, right? So that's the only big thing is that a week, you know, even 4 or 5 days ago, I had no idea, like this wasn't set in stone that I would be doing this week and that I'm going to be taking a certification exam. Like usually it's like looming. It's not, but whatever. Just kind of getting through that. Looking forward to next month with that new game coming out, and we get to go see Alter Bridge and Cherokee on the 13th of May. That's going to be awesome. It's a big bucket list for me because I like Miles Kennedy and I love Mark Tremonti. So
Is your Mantis supported right now?
no, it's the buff.
Oh,
The
that's
crit
just
buff.
the buff. I was like,
Like, who's supporting you? Yeah, I just wasted another token and got to ship out here to do that. I guess you could. Why?
well, I don't know if you know this, but occasionally Scopely, when they're doing the Cerritos events,
They make
They
you do
make
the
it so that-
acting?
they make you have to spend an extra token.
Oh, in Borg space?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that still the case now that there's level 36 and above systems?
I'm sure they fixed it since, like, it hasn't popped up since, well, honestly, it hasn't popped up for like 3 months. So
Yeah, they're probably like, man, people who spend a lot of money on this game really hate when we do this. Maybe we should stop doing it.
it's like, oh man, why did people stop doing? Oh, but honestly, I don't even bother with the Cerritos events anymore. Like, it's not worth it.
I do the
Like, they're
SMS for the ship parts at my level. It's worth it because it's like another jelly brawl. That's about it.
Yeah, but once you've maxed your Cerritos, you don't get those parts anymore.
Oh, yuck. Why would I ever do that? Except for, I guess, if you really want the maximum support out of the Cerritos, that's right. That's all you get out
Yeah,
of it is that high level research.
Yeah, if I can give any advice to anyone, don't max your Cerritos ever. Because it's just free Explorer parts.
Right. So what's the optimal level then? It's probably about where I'm at. Is tier
11, tier 11 with 1 level left to go.
Oh.
Like with 1 part left to go.
Yeah, I'm tier 5 with mine, with 0 parts on it because I don't use my Explorer parts or anything on it. I've been pumping them into the Valdor. So.
Which is fine. I'm just telling you from a level 59 player's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go past tier 11.
I was like,
Because
Dan, it's like the same thing with the jellyfish event. I know people, I go and do the event, but all those parts get dumped into other ships.
which is funny because at level 59, all my jellyfish event parts, guess what they go into? My jellyfish during the events to spend parts because the jellyfish has the most cost efficient part spends of the ships.
Huh.
So
And
let's see.
Plus, I'm hoping that by the time they, improve scrapping, I can scrap that max level jellyfish and actually do something with it.
Yep. So let's see. Sudo, which, hey, nice to see you. It's been a long time, says, a story mode might be nice. Replay the mission after you completed it, but without the warp and kill 40 hostile stuff slowing it down. Yeah, like an actual theatrical mode where you actually go back and enjoy some of the stuff people put work into, where you're not panicked for your life because Turtle Price might come stomp you. Richard J says, wouldn't you still get the parts for research? What level refinery is that at tier 11? Nuts and Chocolate was asking. Does a refinery, there's not really a refinery much, is it? Does it change what you get out of your...
The Cerritos refinery does not change as you level.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
It's the exact same.
It says Cerritos tier. Does it change the parts that you get out of it, maybe? The Culver particles and the Cerritos parts?
It changes it, barely enough to matter.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, why go past tier 11 to tier 12 when you suddenly lose all those explorer parts. And you lose those explorer parts. You don't get those anymore because then you have the extra added purple thing that doesn't do anything that takes you 3 months at a minimum to get at tier 12.
What are those? Oh, I forgot. It's not the end of the line in here anymore. What is that called? The rare culver particles? Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it take what do you even get out of these researches? Increases space and shield migration.
So see how it says 12,000 there?
Yeah.
All right, that's 3 months
For one
for
of
one.
the. So it's 9 months to get all of these.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Like,
Oh man.
as soon as I figured that out, I was just like, well, I made a mistake.
Yeah. Retro J said, "What if you have 2 Cerritos? Whatever your highest level one is, it's gonna be the event you get."
Someone with 3 Cerritos? Yes.
Forgotten Sex says, "Why would you not fill all the parts and don't start the tier up?" Oh, you're talking about on the Cerritos? Yeah, I guess you could put all the parts on it and just never tier it up. You just not put a thing on it so you don't accidentally tier it up out of habit or something?
Yes, that's exactly what I was saying.
Okay.
So.
Forgotten Sex says, "Jelly has no value beyond tier 2, except for, like you were talking about, if you're using it for a spend event. As long as you can get to the places to go kill 50 hostiles with the jelly, then yeah, you're good to go. You don't really need to level it again. You only need the refinery maxed." Better get started. Yeah, so the refinery doesn't change. We talked about there. And did you say max jelly? Did you max your jelly? Or one of them?
No, oh no. I have not maxed my jelly yet. Because that is literally the only thing that I'm spending explorer parts on now.
Well, you can always pick up another one at some point in time if you ever felt the need to, I guess.
I have 4 ISS jellyfish.
See? Yeah. So you can... And none of them are maxed. They're just parts bins for you to throw shit in.
They're just all in tiers so that I can I can spend the minimum amount of parts to get the maximum amount of RSS every event.
Wow. Well, hey, you got it figured out, though. You can send out an entire fleet of jellyfish. Between that, how many of the baby jellies do you have? 1 or 2? Or 8?
The OG jellies?
Yeah, the baby jellies.
I only have 1 of those.
Yeah, I know people that have a lot.
I thought they said you could only have like 2 of those, so...
You could only have 2 of those.
Yeah.
Really? Is it still a thing? If you've ever got the extra blueprints, you can't get it out of your event store now?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I know people that have ambitions to go pick up the more than 2 they already have, so I'll have to break it to them.
I just think it's hilarious when I have people smash into my station with their, OG jellies. They're like, I'm gonna crack this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna burning crew you out. No, you're
like,
not.
I don't think you quite understand, man. Like,
theoretically, it's possible if you didn't touch the game for like 3 days, but then they still have to get through that last 5% with something.
It's 3 days if I forgot to put crass on.
Yeah,
right?
right, yeah.
If I forgot to put crass on, it's 3 days. But if I remembered crass, it's like, yes, I can leave for a week and come back and be like, oh no. My Nova died.
I've seen some people's Novas out there. We're at war. I've seen somebody's Nova out there where I've like pushed my max range to the limit. And it's like, yeah, no.
Who are you at war with?
It's been a little while. I'm not at war with nobody. All I have right now, I'm not at war with anybody. I don't even slap anybody. All I do is I have my diplomacy set to be able to go tell out of nowhere like who these people are. Like I don't even use them for that. Not unfriendly with Dribble, not cautious with like I was just like, oh hey, I have friends in here that I like to go like shoot messages to and stuff.
Hold on. How are you friendly with Solo and friendly with Woke?
That's what I'm saying is that none of this matters. All I use them for is freaking markings, and this was the OG like slap stuff. So if I see somebody around, then usually I'm like, oh hey, I'm gonna just go, smack a ship or something if we're out grinding somewhere. But it's not in like a.
And then earlier today you saw level 59 and you were like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, I want to finish my event before I go smash into you and go back home. But you were already done before I even warped in. It was like 4 minutes for me to warp in there, and you're like, ding, 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 done.
Honestly, that's like the best thing with the speed crew on the Sanctus. It's just like when I was in Una earlier today, I was fucking with Achilles from Rage.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I camped right on top of him where the spawn location was, and I was just hitting everything that spawned before he could do it, just because of how much faster my impulse speed was than his was.
I'm getting there with the Stella. When I go toss my speed crew on the Stella, it's funny as heck when I'm sitting there and I'm like impossibly far away from a hostile, and then somebody else is headed towards it, and I'm like, I can beat that. I'm just like, boom. I'm like, man, this is a taste of what those guys feel like when they've got their speed crew on real ships. Like,
so Dan, what's your highest level ship?
Highest level ship is I've got all the G4 uncommons right now. That's a max.
Okay. All right. So once you get your G4 rare, you're gonna stop using the mantis.
Yeah. I'm going for the Pilum. Of course, everybody does, but there's it's a good ship.
I didn't go for the Pilum first.
Did you go for the Cory?
I went for my Newton.
Yeah.
Very first level 46 ship. Very first level 50 ship. Very first level 53 ship. Very first level 56 ship.
Well,
I think there's a pad in there somewhere.
I don't even know if I'll build a Newton. I probably will on a long enough timeline. I didn't even think I would ever go this far.
You don't need a Newton unless you start really maximizing your grind time.
Yeah.
So to put it in perspective, from champion to leader, I did all that with Newton and Pilums, even though I had my Crozer and my Cuddy and my Sanctus and my Crovis. But it's just more efficient if you grind those areas with your Newton and your Pilums.
Like from a cost standpoint to repair it, or what?
Yes.
Gotcha.
As well as the how much more rep you get as well.
Oh, because the loot affects your reputation?
Correct.
Right, because I know 5 does that. I forgot that happens with those ships as well.
Yeah, the ships are basically a built-in 5.
Right, that you can still slap 5 on.
That you can still slap 5 on, and it doubles the effect.
Right. What's that, Mr. Belair? News says I'm going for Cory for my 46 ship, single Klingon rep. I am just at Ops 41. ATM should build my Katinga in 1 month. The Katinga is slow as heck, but otherwise I love it. But
I have 4 Katingas.
I have 1, and I took it from 0 to like tier 5, and I like it.
And again, it's just one of those things where you just build these random ships to spend the G4 parts on for the events, and that's it.
Oh, why do you... Oh, Miss Miller says why you say the Newton. I guess over the Cory for the farming? Or rep grinding?
I mean,
Kill him first, then
they're all the same for rep grinds. The only downside of going Federation, right, is that you can't cloak.
Right. Just the Enterprise.
And Romulans get the cloaking ability, which require you to grind 1 or 2 rep levels above that ship to get it for free.
Yeah.
So just remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna. So Forgotten Six says only built Valdor for uncommon, so I'm working towards Newton and Pilum. 850 million ROM rep and enough to build Pilum immediately once I do Ops 46 building. That's good. Spiller says that's true. Yep. I am just now Ops 44 tonight and working on getting my reputation up to that 80% level so I can get the Pilum prints from the away teams. And it'll probably be a long time before I even worry about, like, until I have all the Pilum prints, I'm not going to move from Ops 44, I don't think. Just because I'm comfortable. I was really happy at 43. Everything was easy. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. I'm like, I doubt it, but still. Everything in the game was easy. Well, when I wasn't being blown up.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, everything at 59 right now is super easy too.
Right. Just wait until G6 comes out.
The only thing that's hard is the fact that I can't, like, I don't have $100,000 to go to level 60 right now.
Not yet. Lloydson says, I have both the Pilum and Corey. Both are great ships. I use the Corey to farm interceptor parts. Yeah, that's why I don't feel bad about putting anything into my Valdor, is because I can start farming interceptor parts with it. Singing Ops 45, working on rep and rare 4-star ore. Yeah, Miss Beller, great idea. I'm going to have all the mats to get my Pilum tier 5 out of the box. That'll feel a lot better than tier 1 or tier 2.
I remember before the server unlocked, and I was super hyped that I could get my Newton to tier 6 right out of the box.
Yeah.
And thought that that would mean something. And
it did to the rest of the server. The rest of the server went, look at that Newton, run away.
It was scary at first, but yeah.
Yeah. That's all the ships. Any of your ships are scary to me. It doesn't matter what you have. Like your Rialta. In some instances. I'm like, nope. Just because, like, maybe your Rialta can take my warship. Probably not. But you're also going to repair it instantly and it's going to come right back out. So, still terrifying. And it's just going to pin me down. I thought that would be an awesome officer ability for them to take one, because people have been asking, like, man, it would be really cool to get an officer ability that decreases that 5-second attack animation. And I was like, man, they need to get one that just, like, jacks it up to, like, 30 seconds. And people go tackle other people and have their fucking ship stuck in combat for forever. Like a Rialta specific officer. The account verification sucks. What account verification? On the Twitch? PvP value doesn't matter much since my alliance has all the big players for the whole server. I have to ask allies for help doing PvP events. Did everybody wish that incursions would make a comeback?
You mean the feature that they promised they tried to fucking deliver and then they failed miserably on? That one?
Yeah, one of those. It's like fucking station assaults. I've heard.
I don't even know. The last year of SCFC has just basically been one failed launch after another, and it's like, guys, get your fucking shit together.
Well, that's the silver lining, is at the very least they're not trying to force everybody to fucking trudge through it, right? Because they tried. They were like, oh, you know, we're gonna launch this, and even that one didn't go well. And they're like, you know what? Stick this flaming piece of fire in the dumpster with all the other fire, and we'll deal with that later. So at the very least, they've had I don't know, some sort of eye-opening experience where they're like, I guess people don't like this burning turd that we set on their porch. Maybe we should stop doing it. My favorite part of incursions were watching you and Cobra go to work. That was beautiful. But
honestly, with the people who just bought Scopely, I'm wondering how much longer STFC is going to have.
Savvy Games, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not spending any more money sending it over to Saudi Arabia. I'm just not.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. But I don't blame you. I have spent on battle passes. I don't even think I've spent on officer flash passes recently. That's it. I'm like $20 a month now.
I'm
But I consider it
a
subscription fee.
I don't have the battle pass this month.
The only reason I did it...
I will send you a screenshot of my store just to show you that I don't even have battle pass this month.
I went for it because it's got the Chateau Picard coins. I usually am like, okay, I might as well go ahead and pick it up when there's an event store. But the event store is just... I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by the amount of loot that's out there. It's just whatever. Not my favorite event store.
The only thing that I'm using the event store for is for the limited currency, like for the Cerritos.
For
that
the
Tetrions.
Tetrions, and wait, for the Cerritos, you're talking about the
Urbanite?
juice, the Urbanite?
Yeah, and that's it. Like, I'm only... Like, I've got 280,000, I think, right now.
Yep.
Like, maybe a little bit more. I haven't checked.
Yeah, I'm
today.
at 267, and that's from getting like 3rd place on the Riker board.
Oh, look, my compensation things showed up.
There you go. Yeah, how long does it take to upgrade the event store? What's the holdup? I don't know. Nothing's hit it yet. 50 blueprints to buy a second Stella. Yeah, it's definitely worth getting a second Stella that way.
Oh my god.
Where?
Scopely, did you seriously just try to hose people out of... Oh, no, they were super shady about it. Okay, I see what you did there. Okay.
What did they did?
So, if you made the accidental decision of, accepting the gift that cost 120k Picard, currencies, they introduced a new thing in the event store for you to sell those back.
Gotcha.
However, they didn't just make it, a simple, like, you get the same amount all the way across. They weighted some directives more than others, and it's like, huh. Well, just to prove a point, I'm gonna go down and refund all of my currency.
I don't see it in there. I didn't buy any of it though, so I probably don't see it.
Well, yeah. Well, go over to the left. See that Armada special thing?
Yeah.
So that was the thing that showed up in the gift section of the store.
Oh.
Except it didn't tell you that you were spending 120k. You see how you see what's in it?
Yeah.
And then there's a one chest option down at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have that. All you had was just the press on the thing, and it instantly bought it for you for your 120k Picard currency.
Which is not free flowing. Not enough that I'm going to spend 120k on it.
Yeah.
Especially not for a gift. Here's a gift. Give us money. Jeez.
Yeah, but and it was literally in the gift section. And if you were on the whale Discord, the whale Discord went insane. And here's people who spend a lot of money in the game.
Yeah.
Who were upset about what just transpired. Like, honestly, you would have thought that like someone stole these people's like, you know, prized possessions with what transpired.
How well does assimilation work? The PvP thing? I don't know. I haven't really tested how well it works versus not working. I just, if I have the space, I toss it on my main PvP. Where's the whale Discord? Whale, and they will send you to the Discord. They will approach you when you spend enough money in it.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's
Right.
a whale Discord?
I don't know. Like from that one Star Trek movie? To go talk to the whales?
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Not you. Not me. What? How well does assimilation work? Q, have you had much experience with the assimilation mechanic for PvP?
It works the exact same way that any other PvP crew works. And by that, I mean, it's super effective until it's not super effective against the battle triangle.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much need the Borg Queen to take full use of it, right? Like, if you don't have her, what's the point?
If you don't have her, then you don't have anything.
Yeah. I was asking the whale. How can it lose? It's just not as effective. Like, you have to have all the pieces for it.
So, again, the most effective PvP crew in the game still is...
Battleship Strike Team.
Battleship Strike Team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now take my cruiser. Now, if I were to, you know, take it another 10 levels, just so I could have 600%, you know, in all the categories, or just spend the money to max out the assimilate crew to have 600% in all the categories, it would be unstoppable. There wouldn't be even the interceptor crew maxed out wouldn't be able to take it on.
Right, even the interceptor crew with the assimilation crew is not going to beat the Battleship Strike Team crew with the assimilation crew.
No, because Battleship Strike Team is just the best crew.
Right. I haven't even got to test it on my Katinga yet. But there is counters to the Battleship crew, I hear.
So there's exploits to the Battleship crew. There aren't counters to the Battleship crew. But a lot of those have been quietly deleted out via hotfixes that Scopely hasn't told you about. Which I wouldn't know about if I was not invited to a certain...
server that doesn't exist?
Right.
Does the Battleship crew need to be tiered up? Not really. I mean, it never hurts, but right out of the gate, it's freaking awesome. Looking into Gasa and Dzok. Gasa would be worth picking up with your event currency because you can't get Gasa from the refining chests in the Borg tech. There's no other sourcing for Gasa yet.
Or can you, and you just don't know where you get it?
Well, do you want to enlighten? I don't see.
Look at the expansion cubes.
Yeah, Dzok is in there, and so is Borg Queen, but Gasa is not in any of these. The little assimilated Ferengi.
Oh, it's because of... Oh, yep, yep. Yep. Get that Talios up.
I'm working on it. Slowly.
But, yeah, the Gosa is... Yeah, Gosa's where it's at.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like, honestly, the only thing that's worth it out of this event store, other than the special currencies, just get
Gosa.
Get all the Gosa shards that you can. Because that just increases everything with Assimilate.
Yeah. I don't like when you work out a problem and they hotfix the solution. No. That's like the exploit for the, what is it? The Interceptor crew. Does that still exist in the game?
Which one?
Where yeah, was it Gala? Is she the one that, or, not Gala? It's an officer that works like Gala. I forget who it is, but there's a counter to the Interceptor crew where they're like guaranteed crit will make them do like 0 damage after round like 3 or something. Because you can reduce their critical damage. I forget which officer it is.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna speak to still active exploits in the game. I will tell you that I personally made a report doing a deep dive of the net code that let's just say there is still something that's broke on the game.
That's not surprising to iPhone users.
And it has nothing to deal with a specific officer. It's a combination of officer, research, and abilities. And it makes your station immune to ever getting attacked.
Is that the one that makes it to where like you can't even click on somebody's base?
No.
Okay, because I've had that one. But that was like a legitimate glitch, not necessarily a...
Now this is a straight up exploit. Like it's so bad that it was the defining point where I said, Scopely, I'm not spending money on your game anymore because you can't fix a simple bug that I identified for you on what the issue was. Not only that, I ripped the entire game out, put it into the Unity game engine to figure out what the issue was, and sent you the fix.
Do you reverse engineer the game to figure out what the issue was? And provide the patch for it?
I told them exactly what they needed to do to fix it. That's all I'm going to say. And Hammy will agree with me. Hammy loves me. He's just like, oh, hey, how'd you figure this out?
You know, just some tools you picked up over the years.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's just the fact that you built, like, again, this entire game is built in the Unity engine. And for those of you who aren't familiar, Unity is an open source engine. So any game that is built in the engine can be reverse engineered into the engine without any work.
I know some other people that were working on that. I have very little knowledge of that, but I might increase my knowledge of that. People are saying that Scopely should be paying you.
I might have applied for a game dev position at Scopely. For a different game, not this game.
They only have a handful.
That I would do on my downtime, but not saying that I have an interview with Scopely. But yeah.
Hey, have you tried Cali Purple, by the way?
No.
Yeah, I haven't either. Watch brought it up earlier. And I might try to grab that as my OS for my work computer.
Well, I mean, I'm so used to, like, I mean...
You have a custom distro? Or several?
Well, so it depends on what I'm working on.
Yeah.
Like, what network am I going after? Which you'll get a kick out of this because this past month and a half for Star Citizen, I have like reintroduced my driving focus of multi-boxing. Which, if you don't know what multi-boxing is,
I love it.
Multi-boxing is when you play more than one account
at the same time.
At the same time of the same game. And with Star Citizen, it's really hard because there's no follow function. You have to literally do everything manually.
Mm.
So again, I have my home office setup that I use in my downtime, where I already have access to 4 different rigs all at the same time. You know, with a KVM and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh, well, let me just play Stars. Oh, yeah. So I've just been multi-boxing Star Citizen lately, and it's been awesome.
Except now you can't log in.
I can't log in on my main account.
Right. But I tried multi-boxing.
On all my poor accounts.
Oh, your peasant accounts?
I can log in no problem.
Wow. I multi-boxed in WoW for a little while. 4 mages. And that was some fun. The Cataclysm zones. There's like the underwater zone. And that whole 3D navigation, trying to do that with 4 accounts at once was not fun.
I 10-manned Ulduar.
Oh, yeah?
So, let me tell you, Cataclysm?
Yeah.
Not even an issue.
I had trouble with all my little mages, but Palm Pyroing on 4 mages was just so much fun to just delete anybody whenever I was just open world PvPing.
See, the problem is that you were doing just 4 mages. You got to run Priest main with 4 mages, and then you have your Palm Pyro with a Pocket Priest that's just healing all your guys as you go.
If I ever did it again. I have burnt so many out. That was one of the times I went at it. And the last time that I was doing it was in Battle for Azeroth. And I tried to be a goblin house, auction goblin. And I was trying to get the 5 million for that Brutosaur, and I missed it. It was like 4-8.
So, just FYI, with how long I've been doing multi-boxing.
Yeah.
So there's a site called dual-boxing.com. The original multi-boxer who taught us, you know, everything when it comes to multi-boxing, was on this site. But that was like my very first experience onto really the internet in general. Not when it comes to like.
Oh, they're the ones that do. They do IS Boxer. That's what I was using.
Yeah, IS Boxer was great, but before that, me and another guy developed a little piece of software called Keyclone. And Keyclone was what allowed a lot of this stuff to all happen without a hardware multiplexer in the first place. So it was a software multiplexer.
Cool.
Which only makes sense if you're using individual rigs
instead of
to play
VMing
a
them.
game.
Yeah.
Because, you know, back then, you couldn't really run multiple instances of World of Warcraft on one rig.
Yep. When I was running it, I was running 4 windows on a single rig, which was okay, but I wasn't in that back then.
But back in 2006, you couldn't do that.
No. 2006, I hadn't graduated high school yet. I was still... 2006, I was probably... Was that around Burning Crusade? It was before Burning Crusade. Because I played my little, like, level 38 troll shaman. I remember being there when all of my guildmates could walk through the dark portal, and I had to go kill shit before I could get in there. When that launched. But man, that was good times. I loved the Burning Crusade. That was like pinnacle of that game for me.
Yeah, I was in college during like the pinnacle of all that jazz.
Yeah. I enjoyed it quite a bit. That and then Wrath, gosh. The Death Knights when they came out.
You mean when Ret Paladins became supreme?
Ret Paladins were still pretty fun before then, but yeah. That was what I mained in Wrath, was Ret Paladin, and then I still played a Death Knight on the side, but I hadn't quite figured them out yet. I played a lot of Death Knights since then. Ekali is my favorite, my Tauren Death Knight. Has a special part.
It was actually pretty funny for me because, like, I was playing a Holy Paladin all the way up through the fourth boss. What's the fourth boss? XR3?
In which dungeon? Right?
I don't know who just talked.
That was me. Welch just hopped off for the night.
Oh, in Ulduar. XR3, right?
I don't even know. I could go look it up, but they probably messed with it.
No, XT002.
And not gonna go look.
Deconstructor.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, the first part is just what? The big old... You have to go...
Yeah, so you've got the
vehicles and stuff. Yeah.
The gauntlet at first, which is Flame Leviathan, then Ignis, then Razor Scale, and then you have XT.
Yep.
And it was really funny because I've been playing Holy Pally, all the way through, Burning Crusade up till now. Right?
Yeah.
My Blood Elf Paladin just being a boss. And I was just infuriated with the DPS because I was just like, guys, this isn't that hard. You do this, then you do this, then you do this. And they're like, oh, if it's so easy, then you do it.
Challenge accepted.
And I was like, fine, I will. And no, so when you have a G DKP, system, right? So we happened to kill the XT after 3 hours of trying to kill this guy. And I was just like, you know what? He dropped the two-handed sword. And I was like, I'm spending all my GDKP on this. And I did. And then the next raid, I rolled DPS, and lo and behold, look at those pink numbers at the top of the board. Oh my god. Like, it's so hard when you only have to hit 3 buttons.
Right. God. I liked my Rip Pally. I can't play that anymore. That game is a black hole.
My main is still a Ret Pally, but I have not played the newest expansion because, like you said, that game is a black hole.
Yep.
But the game that we are currently playing...
Yeah, it's also a black hole.
Is a black hole. Like, STFC... Honestly, so I will say that I have spent my fair amount of money buying WoW tokens and selling them for gold in game.
Right.
Yep. But the fact of the matter is, there's like, you don't have the oh my god, how much money did I just spend moments in WoW that you do in STFC.
No, instead I have the oh my god, how much time have I spent? Because I would go grind some of the dumbest stuff in that game too, just because I could. Like, I loved the grind in that game where it was like, oh, I'm just gonna go, gosh, I can't even remember now, but I'd spend like 9 hours going and farming like ore that I didn't need, right? Just go fucking mining for no reason, just because like, I like to. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was just the game because I was just part of it. And
well, so if you're in Discord and you're talking to people and you're like going to town the entire time, yeah, I completely agree with you.
Which is what I do is that, so in most instances that I go black hole with that game is I'll have, like, myself and my brother will be like 80% of the alliance. Like, we'll have all of our tunes in a single alliance. We use that as a bank. We'll go farm up all the stuff so we can do whatever we need to out of it. And then we'll go pick up like noobs to the game and bring them in, teach them how to play and all that stuff. And like, that's kind of how we play it. So we don't even get, after the first several iterations of it, I don't care about frickin' raiding and stuff. I'll go click the stupid raid finder. We win, we lose, whatever. I'll go rage quit. I don't care. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just some weird, like, zen thing for me to go sit there and screw around with the trade skills and stuff. Like, I'll go kill stuff just to go skin it for no flipping reason. That's part of why it's a black hole for me, is that there's no reasoning for it. Like, I'll go hit all the raids, all the classic raids and stuff, so I could go get all the mounts and get all the stupid battle pets and stuff too. And yeah, once I finished all of those for the week and capped out on stuff, and just like I still enjoyed being in the game world so much that I just sit there and do like nothing for no reason, just while hanging out on Discord, chatting with people and stuff. Is a black hole.
But on the other side, so if you're playing in a high performance group, so I'm not gonna lie, I have Death's Demise on my main account. Which, if you don't know what that is, that means that I killed Yogg 0 lights as a server first.
Yeah, that's what Yogg was AQ 40?
No,
is that right?
That's Wrath.
Oh.
Yogg Saron, man, come on.
Oh. Is that Mists?
Like that? No, that's Wrath of the Lich King. That's like the end all be all boss.
Oh, fuck, I remember Yogg. Gosh, that was hard to solo even. Like, the way the mechanics worked, I think I had to bring another account in there to go beat that.
Yeah, you can't solo it.
That's still old war. Like, it's like you can't solo it even, well, maybe not now, but when I was playing even in, like, BFA, I had to get somebody else to come in there with me because of the way the mechanics worked. Like, I couldn't solo it.
Yeah, because you'll go insane.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Literally, while you get debuffed with the insanity debuff. Yep.
But yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like being top progression. Like, I played with Blood Legion for a while. You know, we did great things. But when it comes down to it, it's what do you want to do with progression, though?
Yeah.
Like.
That's why I don't play it anymore, because it was just like there's like not any reason. It's just really I played EverQuest a little bit in like middle school and high school and stuff, but WoW was like the first big PC game for me that I play, like that I got into. So part of it is just like I have been in that world for so long. It's like some weird comfort to it or something. I don't know. There's some psychology behind why I get so stuck in that game, is because like back in Burning Crusade, I used to run 2 guilds at the same time. One of them was our like newbie friendly guild called Want to Buy More Cowbell, WTB More Cowbell. And then we had another one that was our raiding guild that we'd like help farm people up to. It was like entrance level raiding. We do Karazhan specifically, like all the time. And we get people like ready to move into the more like high end guilds. Like that's what we did. Is I had one that helped newbies learn the game and another one that helped people get into raiding and then move them on to go do other stuff. And then because of that, I got to go sub into most of the other big guilds when they needed somebody for the week. So it was fun, but after running the game at that level for that long and it just being such a black hole, then like I don't know. I don't like to play it at that level. I don't like to play most games at that level.
See, for me, like WoW was the second MMO I got into.
And the first was?
The first was the greatest MMO of all time.
RuneScape?
One that got cut short way too soon. That I hope Star Citizen turns into. But Star Wars Galaxies, man.
I never played it, man.
That game was the perfect MMO. To the point where it's like, I don't understand why WoW had such a big following when Star Wars Galaxies, like, you could automate grinding in Star Wars Galaxies, and Star Wars Galaxies, like, and Sony was just like, yeah, we wrote macros into the game. Good job. Go ahead. You do that.
Is that the one, like, I think that's the one people were like, you could just be like a farmer and still, like, that's all you did. You never had to kill anything in the game or something.
Yes. Yes, you could. I was an armor smith.
Yeah.
Like, and it's really funny because I talk about people with Star Citizen all the time. And so, just so that everyone knows, I'm one of the founding members of the largest organization for Star Citizen, Test Squadron. Go ahead, look us up. Test.gg, testsquadron.com. Go ahead. Whatever. You know, believe me, not believe me, I don't care. Anyway, so I try and tell people in that Discord all the time, it's like, oh yeah, like my end goal is I'm gonna own a moon and I'm just gonna manufacture missiles. That's all I want to do, because that's all I've wanted to do since Star Wars Galaxies, when I was an armor smith, and all I did was sit on my planet and manufacture armor. It's like, I put together missiles. Here's your missile.
Right. Where there were no NPCs. You're just like, everybody is a PC, but it's like you serve an NPC role.
Yes, exactly.
Which makes it super fun and engaging, because the guy who's out there using those missiles is like, I'm going to go talk to that guy and go pick up some new missiles. Like, it's fun to go buy missiles.
It's like, why didn't this missile work?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. I bought 10,000 missiles. This missile didn't work.
I want to return this. Forgotten Sex been chilling over here too. You remember when someone played a hunter using a Guitar Hero guitar? Man, and Scopely could make a bug bounty program, but if they gave any real benefit, they would go broke. I remember the April Fool's joke that they did during Burning Crusade about the Bard character, that they were going to say that you could actually play the game with one of those. And I was like, man, that would have been really cool to actually see. Like, actually in the game as a feature, not somebody. So, I mean, I remember using like a Xbox 360 controller for fishing and stuff, because I don't know. And then eventually I bought it. I've had so many accounts banned too. That's part of what, like, I don't think I'm allowed back to WoW, because I would get to the point where I was like, this game is such a black hole, I'm gonna go fucking bot it. And I would. And I never got caught for botting. What ended up happening was, like, you know, the backdoors they put in those programs and stuff that, after like 3 months of me not playing the game anymore, my brother sent me this like angry fucking message, and he's like, why didn't you tell me you were back playing the game? I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you're in Daenerys right now. And I was like, no, I'm not. And he's like, oh shit, you're being hacked. And I went and got my account back, and my character was like naked as shit and no money out in the middle of Daenerys.
I still haven't gotten my original account back.
Oh yeah.
So, good on you. Like, my original account is still out there in the wild.
Yep.
So.
I don't know. That was one account. That was my last account where my brother was mad about that. And I was like, dude, I don't play anymore. I told you I can't play anymore. And he's like, well, you're on right now. No, I'm not. My account is being logged into. It's not me. I never sold an account or anything. But, yeah. I do like, can you imagine Star Trek Fleet Command with Blizzard quality assurance? No. I'm so used to this game being what it is now.
Yeah, but he's also right about you could farm the repair cost versus what you can.
Yeah, that's true. Like, if you don't do events, you're never going to get your repair costs back in. Like, you have to only do events and nothing else in STFC. Like, I remember not long ago I had like over 100 billion tritanium, and now I don't. It's just trending down.
So I will tell you this much. If you do not keep your oh my god, why am I fucking blanking on this shit?
Because it's 11 o'clock.
If you don't keep your syndicate rep in line with your actual level,
oh, then you're not going to get your daily resource rewards.
Yeah, so I can tell you this much, like where I'm at now, like I hit legend on Federation, right? So I am fed locked. I am completely fed locked. And slowly, like I think I'm like 35 days from passively getting ROM locked. And then I'll be another 45 days from being Klingon locked just from doing the Syndicate XP.
Wow.
Because once you have it locked, the rewards are amazing.
Yeah, that's going to be a while, but I guess 23 is the next big milestone for me, where I get 5 times the resources from daily goal bonuses.
And that's huge, especially for you, where you're at. Like, you know how you were talking about how your trit's going down?
Yep.
Well, your trit will start going up.
Right. It was for a little while. Part of that issue was I built a Katinga and tiered it up, and I got all these specialty ships that I just got, and it'll level back out, but need a server merge? Maybe. What do you think?
We need another server merge?
Forgotten Sec saying they need a server merge. What server are you on, Forgotten Sec? I think he's a little older server than we are. Maybe not. The last server merge was interesting, but it still doesn't fix the problem.
Have we merged twice or only once?
Just the once. We're probably coming up on doing it again before too long. Ops 45, 29 Syndicate, and it's still dropping. I might have a farming problem. That's my biggest issue. He's on 83. So you've never been merged before? Or did you merge already? Does it need a server merge? We were 62. Yeah.
They probably have the shitty packs.
Yeah, which sucks. That would be a good reason to get server merged. If you don't have good packs, then get merged with a goods pack server. That would be good.
It was so funny when we got merged with 63 because like the outcry that went out from our server, and we were like, hey guys, we're not gonna buy packs because these aren't the packs that we had before the merge.
Yeah.
And then Scopely was like, oh, don't worry, you'll have those packs back here soon.
The Darius says rumor has it 63 will have another merge in May. We'll see, I guess. Forgotten Sex says he's on 83. We've had one merge and still running low on players. I don't know.
Hey, come on over to 63, man.
Yeah, come hang out.
Doing much better either.
Yeah, after we've had one merge. I mean, I don't know. It's so weird because people just drop for different reasons, you know.
But we are active. Like I don't want to like I'm not trying to like throw people off with our server because there's a lot of drama that happens on our server. But the difference is that we have a lot of characters on our server.
That's true.
it's like it's really funny like you know watching Dan go through you know the power thing. It's like yeah like I don't think you guys quite understand like one player can make a huge difference. Like you don't have to be in the biggest alliance and making a difference. You can just be in a random alliance that destroys another alliance that's been causing trouble for people, and that's all you got to do.
8 of the top 10 players are in your alliance. You're 13th in power. Yep. I am 163rd in power. I was like in the 90s before the merge. But you see, like most of the people in here that don't have alliance tags are people who have quit the game. So there's a bunch of people that are still on this board that have quit the game even. But I mean, they leave for different reasons, like having a kid or, you know, work kicks up and they're not going to be around for a while. And then, of course, some of them, when they come back, they don't come back to the same server, all sorts of stuff. It's not all the game is horrible and they quit either, you know? Honestly, I feel like other than like this arc has been really underwhelming, but a lot of the stuff that's happened in the game for the past 6 months, I feel pretty positive about from where I'm at. I'm not wailing hard or anything like that. Like X-Borg is an exquisite thing. The Bajoran faction, a little outside of that, but that was flippin' awesome. Pretty much every, like the fleet commanders. I like the fleet commanders feature. Doesn't take, like I don't have to figure out what I'm going to put on my ship here. It's something else that affects everything else that I'm doing. I like that. I think it's stupid that it took 4 years to get a fleet commander in a game called Star Trek Fleet Commanders. But whatever. Overall, it's a much better landscape than it was before. Is it perfect? No. But name one game that's perfect all the time. That still exists. That the servers are still live. So many 30s players on this server and they've had no content for like 6 months. Are you locked on server 83? 20s and 30s. You locked at 49 or something? If you're 8th, if you're 13th in power, it opts 45. No. Well, if you're on server,
he's on a locked server. They're locked at 39, man.
yeah. So the biggest thing is 20s and 30s. The part of the game for you is all the stuff that's existed for forever in it. Like get your augments done, get your outlaw, your rogue stuff done. Like there's been so much stuff in the game at that point. Your Franklin A and all that. I don't really have any problems with them not putting a lot of stuff in for 20s and 30s because the whole goal is like don't sit in that for forever. I enjoy where I'm at in the 40s, but I don't know. Maybe people are progressing too slow. They need to get in a bigger alliance where they get better rewards so they can get into the part of the game faster. I don't want Scopely to stop and start trying to make content specifically for early game people.
How do you have a 55 if your server is locked?
He said it wasn't locked. He's just 13th in power at ops 45. There's probably not many people that far off.
That might just be a dead server. Not gonna lie.
Yep. It sounds like a dead server. But that's the big thing is that, I mean, it sounds like you've got bad packs, which also means that a lot of your stuff you're just not getting that. There's not a lot of resources on it. So hopefully you do get merged, honestly.
Yeah, the best part about our server is the fact that, like, most, again, other than the 2 Scopely employees that have accounts on our server, which I won't name them again, and again, I could prove that they're both Scopely employees from back-end shit. But anyway, our packs have been improved off of the spending habits of our biggest players.
And they have been since the inception of server 62.
Yes.
So, like, I've never known a bad pack server. As much as it, like, sounds like gloating, I never realized how big of a problem this was for people until our merge, really. And then, especially when we talked about the treasury, and people were like, why is your treasury different than mine? And we really dug into that. Like, I didn't even know packs were different on different servers, really, or what the ramifications of that are, but it will stall your server out pretty bad.
And, like, even with our server, like, our packs have increased about 20% every 2 months. So the packs get 20% better every 2 months.
Yeah, I look at like the multiphasics even across the board; those are increasing in packs.
I mean, the multiphasics are the easiest thing to check at. But guess what? Every other resource in the packs increases the same amount as the multiphasics when the multiphasics go up, because Scopely doesn't know how to write a patch that doesn't just increase stuff across the board.
They don't scale well. Thanks for the follow, Cmatics, by the way. How can you tell? I saw your bid a while ago. Has it improved overall? What's that? Even with the merge, still pretty dead. My stuff, when the treasury comes out, whenever the heck that is, we'll go look at the rewards in it, and that'll help. I mean, if you've never bought a $99, $100 pack in the game too, you'll have a different set of everything. So that's part of it. If you want the best treasury that you're going to get for your server operations level, then you have to have made a $100 purchase in the game at some point in time. And I've never seen mine go away. I don't think I've spent $100 at once in the game. Like, I've probably spent it in a month, but not on a single thing. And shit, I don't know. Even the Defiant, I had got half of it from something else, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I bought the Defiant. Let's rephrase. Somebody donated exactly the right amount of money for me to buy a Defiant when it came out. So I appreciate that. But I don't... Maybe. So that was what? November of last year. So I don't know if the packs go down for you ever. You probably have more. What do I call you now? Turtle Prize? Seth Q? I'm so used to...
You, Seth, you know, whatever you want to call me.
I'm gonna have to call you later because I need to go study. We're like an hour 15 past, but I love hanging out. I haven't chatted with you, like in game is different. I haven't chatted with you in...
I mean, that's my fault, man. Like, again, like the Star Citizen new patch came out. I had to manage. Again, I have an org that's over 20,000 members that I have to.
Bragging.
It's not bragging. It's like, again, what? I have to go play the game that I actually love versus the game that Rux makes me play.
You don't not enjoy it, especially right now. You can't tell me that you're not on like a STFC high after the events of the day.
Oh God! Like, if you guys had seen last week, and again, Dan, I wish like if you had been there as an observer, right? So it all started on Wednesday last week, and I don't know if for those of you that are watching and the followers, AHHH, EGGS, is an alliance that was founded by my friends Rux and Orange Kroll. This was a couple of years ago. They were like, hey, we're just gonna make an alliance that just wants to, push things a little bit differently. Well, Eggs decided to push things way differently, and Rux and Orange were like, nah, we're not gonna allow that. So about 4 weeks ago, 5-6 weeks ago, I decided that I was gonna leave the most powerful org on the server, go and hang out with Rux and Orange and play around with making Eggs' life miserable. Well, they did have 5 territories, and I'm sure that Dan can go show what these 5 territories were on the map. Just to prove the point that they had 5 territories. No, over to the right. Over the right.
Oh, are they over here?
Now, where woke is now.
Where?
It's all the way to the right.
Oh, I see. Dude, do you have any? Oh yeah, I vaguely recall that. I went OPC hunting like twice in the past 2 months. I forget where everybody's at.
So this was all Eggs territory. They really thought that they were good. We took Otima without much of a fight, really. It was literally a 2-person operation. It was a Rux and Q operation.
That's still a quarter of your alliance. There's only like 8 people over there, I think.
Well, still, just proving the point. And but then we tried to take Ruhe the following Friday, and we failed.
Oh. Yeah,
we failed, and it was not good. It was my fault. I was at work, and I was trying to play in the middle of a meeting, which got really funny because I got asked, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't think you understand. We're in the middle of a territory takeover."
These only happen once a week during this exact window.
Yeah, this is a 2-star general that I'm telling this to, by the way, who I've worked for 8 years. I have to point that out. I've worked for this 2-star general for 8 years, from the time he was a colonel to now. So there is an established relationship.
So tell us more about how this game is a black hole.
So he completely was like, "Oh, I understand. My Dungeons and Dragons campaign fucking takes up my life on the weekends too." Like,
man,
these are the people I work for.
I get to play on Saturday, finally, for the first time in like 2 months.
But so we failed to take Ruhe, and so Egg thought that they could take our territory back from us, and they got what the fuck owned, which was awesome. Because they literally got like beat at the last second. Like it like Rux and I were just like, first off, all of us were just like, this was the biggest high we've ever had in a game ever. And then we go from Otima defense, and then the next day we're in Avanza, which is right next door, where we just crush Eggs. And then we go to Yuhi the next day, where they surrender the territory. They're just like, nah, we're good, we're done. We can't compete with woke. So yeah, eggs is the
Cracked eggs. Hey,
non-existent
Stewie.
really as a alliance now. You're welcome, Server 63.
Sounds like an awesome General Forgotten Sex said, and Stewie Doo said cracked eggs. Stewie Doo, what are you doing up this late, man? Or is this early? Were you responsible and you went to bed at a good time and you woke back up? I have a feeling you were on Tiberius' stream late and slept for like 2 hours and now you're up again. Fell asleep on the couch and just woke up. See? How well do I know? Which alliance is Revan in 63? He's been in a couple. I don't know which alliance he's currently in. He was in Eggs for a little while when I invited him over there. And then left. Should go to bed soon, I suppose. Yeah, probably. Which alliance is Revan now? Do you know? He hasn't been on in like, he lost his 63 account? He maybe. I haven't seen him in like 6 months maybe.
Yeah, he hasn't been on.
Yeah, I don't even know what alliance he might be in. Let's see. He's not in Rage for sure. I don't know. He's not in Maple, I don't think. Nameless or Defy, maybe? Pretty sure he was swapping computers around. He lost the password to that account. Well, his account still exists somewhere.
How do you lose your password? I don't understand that. Like, are you just fucking bad at fucking computers? Like,
you and I'm sure that you have a password manager like I have a password manager. So for us, it's not the same thing. But I don't know. Like
is the keyboard hard for you? Like,
right.
This thing that sits in front of you all day, like, is this hard?
I don't even use that. Like, I use my password managers. That's it.
Yeah, but like, I literally have 4 different Star Trek Fleet Command accounts that I can play. Again, I have many physical computers as well, but you know, I am not high-ranking people in other alliances though, so don't think that that's me.
Okay, good. Rev was an IT guy, so he was also a reverend. That's where the Rev comes from. So very interesting person, but happens to everybody. Like, did he not write down, like, as a content creator, maybe we should say, here's a PSA. You need to go get your ID in the game and keep track of that somewhere.
Well, not only that, like, I mean,
you can't reset your Scopely ID or something? Did he not have one set up for that account, probably?
So, for all of y'all, if you don't have, like, actually, you know what? I'm going to take a page, a page from Blizzard right now to everyone in your audience right now.
Uh-huh.
Hey, guys, y'all have a smartphone, right?
Everybody here does.
Download an authenticator on it.
Yep.
Congratulations. You've now secured most of your accounts.
Man, that's like 2/3 of the content on my Secure Play channel that I've got to put out is how important a password manager, a authenticator app, and updating your frickin' updating your software. It's like pretty much most of it.
Just don't tell people what I do for a living, Dan. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But anyway, y'all, if you're playing on a Scopely account right now and you don't have an authenticator on your phone, you have to go do that and then secure your Scopely account.
Which authenticator do you usually use? Google, Authy?
Google authenticator.
I use Google and Authy used at the time. Yep. Got those. I use Microsoft a lot for the work stuff. Yeah, Microsoft's pretty good. Google, Authy, and Microsoft are all pretty good ones.
It just depends on what you're using, you know, in your daily life. Like if you have an Android phone, you're going to go with a different result than an Apple phone.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's me, who also has a physical authenticator.
Do you have a hardware token?
Yes, hardware tokens are awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Forgotten Sick says he has 3 on his phone. I have... Do you want to count the Steam Guard authenticator? We're not counting those, right? Because I've got, I think, 5 different authenticators if we count that one. Wish I could only use one authenticator.
Yeah, Steam Guard
That's
is
the big
an
thing.
authenticator.
Yep.
Kind of.
I've got that one. So I do have the LastPass authenticator. The company that gets hacked like every other fucking week. I've got Authy, Microsoft, LastPass, Google, and Steam Guard. So I've got at least 5 authenticators. I want to say at least 5. Because there's probably something else in here that I only get like twice a year. 3 including Blizzard Authenticator. Yeah.
See, that's where I'm winning, because I have a physical... I actually have 5 physical Blizzard authenticators. Which makes it super fun, because I had to actually, like, put tape on them and label them for which accounts they were.
You didn't get like a... You use tape? You don't have like a label maker that you were like...
Well, no, I mean, it's a label maker.
There you go. Okay, the tape and the label maker. Gotcha.
Put it over which account, it was for.
Color code them. I agree with that, Forgotten Sec. At least they admit when they're hacked, unlike some orgs. I've looked into the LastPass stuff. As long as they're truthful about what they're disclosing, the passwords... Well, first off, how hard is it to go reset your passwords when you have a good password manager, right? I just go to the website and change it again. And if somebody got some of my passwords for a snapshot in time, they're already all changed. I don't really have any big issues with the LastPass breaches, the 2 of them that they've had recently. They haven't really affected my passwords. I'm not to the point where I'm like, I'm going to go find another password manager, because I like being able to share this stuff with my wife. As I've finally got her to use an authenticator and the password manager, and it's so much better. Every time that we have to share an account, we just go put it in a particular bucket and she can go grab it. And it's like 30 fucking characters long.
Okay, so I was going to say, like, again, with a significant other, you run into a whole nother issue.
Mm-hmm. You are only as strong as your weakest link. And my weakest link has gotten a lot stronger. On her own. It's been awesome.
I'm going to go ahead and give you the password to this, and we'll just hope for the best. And it's like, oh my god.
I don't miss having a ring of tokens with color coding. Yeah, I had 7 physical tokens in one shop. Yep. Oh, man. I think I've shot like a really quick, like, why you should care about cybersecurity video to put up on Secure Play. But I've been in this boot camp and doing this really hard studying like I'm actually doing right now. This is technically my study time. So as long as we're talking about security, this should count, right?
I feel like I've been talking about it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been doing my part, because the only reason I joined tonight was because of what you titled your stream, and I was like, oh my god, Dan, I want to help you.
I appreciate it.
Like, remember, I'm someone that you can use as a reference in this realm.
Let's see. So let's look at a couple practice questions, because I do need to go through this little exam here before I go to bed tonight. So let's see. Emily, an extrovert obsessed with social media. We already know where this is going. Post a large amount of private information, photographs, and location tags of recently visited places. Realizing this, James, a professional hacker, targets Emily and her acquaintances, conducts a location search to detect their geolocation by using an automated tool, and gathers information to perform other sophisticated attacks. What is the tool employed by James in the above scenario? Do you even want me to go list them? Oathcrack, Hootsuite, Visual Route, and Hulk. That is like all the test questions are, which one of these programs did somebody use to do these? That one's Hootsuite for anybody paying attention.
Sorry, I was in the bathroom. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, you need any help? Because I'm walking away. Hootsuite is that one. 12. During the enumeration phase, Lawrence performs banner grabbing to obtain information such as OS details and versions of services running. The service that he enumerated runs directly on TCP port 445, which of the following services is enumerated by Lawrence in this scenario?
Well, like, I mean, SMB?
Right, SMB, as long as it's standard, which I guess is, I guess they're assuming everything's on the standard port, right? So, what's next? Organizations performing a vulnerability assessment for, it says Tor, mitigating threats. James, a pen tester, scanned the organization by building an inventory of the protocols found on the organization's machines to detect which ports are attached to services such as an email server, a web server, or a database server. After identifying the services, he selected the vulnerabilities on each machine and started executing only the relevant tests. What is the type of vulnerability assessment solution that James employed in the above scenario? Product-based, tree-based, service-based, or inference-based?
Tree-based.
So let's see. The relevance. A tree-based would be everything, regardless of the...
What? No, it wouldn't. You're going off of the services that are being provided.
Oh, yeah, service-based is one of the answers.
Oh.
Yeah, oh, so that's... That's the problem with this test. It's too obvious, and they're like this. Like, oh, that's also right.
Well, I'm trying to listen to all your answers, and I'm like, well, what would I do?
Yeah.
That first, and that leads to that. But yeah, if I didn't know about the service base, then yeah. Yeah.
Anybody who's hanging out in the audience, you're getting free CEH I guess practice tests. Not really training, but if you ever want to be a certified ethical hacker. You work for Acme Corporation as sales manager. It doesn't even say as a sales manager. So what's your thoughts on Keeper as a service? See, it's cool we got people chiming in. I need to finish my presentation on how is detection engineering changing the SOC. Name the episode Kirk had to kill a space amoeba that destroyed the Intrepid. What's your thoughts on Keeper as a service? Learning, so
honestly,
keep it up. There
the
you
guy
go.
who said that, how is detection engineering changing the SOC? I gotta be honest with you. So here's where it comes down to it, right? So when it comes to, the Special Operations Center, or the Services Operations Center, or the whatever your fucking SOC stands for.
Security Operations Center for us.
Well, again, it's all fucking, it's all whatever the fuck you want to make it out to be, right? When it comes down to it, detection engineering, it might solve about 20% of your job, but when it comes down to it, you still have to have people and or AI analyzing your logs and
escalating to a person. Yep.
Yeah, and
it still changes the amount of level 1 people that you need, probably. Level 1 jobs go away, and more 2 and 3 probably.
I mean, it's 2023. We don't need level 1 IT or security support anymore. Like, I'm sorry, we don't.
Real Cookie Monster 69, Immunity Syndrome. Is that the name of that episode? Nuts and Chocolate and Real Cookie Monster actually talking Star Trek over here still. Mr. Beller said learning, so keep it up. There you go. Forgotten Sex says SOC, Security Help Desk. Pretty much. What's next? 14. You work for Acme Corporation as sales manager. The company has tight network security restrictions. Define that. You are trying to steal data from the company's sales database, sales.xls, and transfer them to your home computer. Your company filters and monitors traffic that leaves from the internal network to the internet. How will you achieve this without raising suspicion?
Encrypt it?
Yeah, answer
Like-
1, encrypt it using PGP and email it to your personal Gmail account. It's probably going to flag. Go into your personal in an encrypted file. Package the sales.xls using Trojan wrappers and telnet them back to your home computer. Yeah, no. You can conceal the sales.xls database in another file like photo.jpg or other files and send it out in an innocent-looking email or file transfer using steganography techniques. It's not false. I feel like it would be a lot to put a whole database in it.
Hold on, what's the fourth option here?
So the fourth one is change the extension of sales.xls to sales.txt and upload them as attachments to your Hotmail account. I guess C is the best
Okay.
one in that one, steganography.
All right, so yes, steganography is the best bet. However, when you're looking at how you're going to do it in the real world, honestly, any of those would have worked.
Yeah, in the real world, you could telnet it.
Like,
Nobody's paying attention to those logs. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
I have seen way easier stuff. Where it's just like, oh yeah, man, I fucking yeah. I straight up was like, why won't this download to this USB drive? Oh, it's logging it. Why is it logging it? Okay, it logged. Let me pull it out. I will walk out. Hey, that was logged to that USB. I know. It's okay. Bye.
Can't tell you. We go visit some of the stores like once a year for compliance checks, and nobody ever asks either. Like anybody could walk into any of our stores wherever they want to, and not like no badge, no nothing. People are just like, I don't know. Like I wish somebody would stop me when I'm in there. Never do. It's kind of scary, but they're also not paid enough to really care about that. Security is everybody's problem, not the people who are leaving this job and going to another job like tomorrow because they can't stand it here. Let's see. Next. Which of the following denial of service tools is used to attack target web applications by starvation of available sessions on the web server? The tool keeps sessions at halt using never-ending post transmissions and sending an arbitrary large content length header value. We've got My Doom, some German word, Astraldracht, Rudy, Are You Dead Yet, and LOIC.
I'm gonna go with Are You Dead Yet? Even though I was walking back upstairs.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's the answer. Hold on. Yes. Good job. You're hired.
Literally was walking back upstairs after pouring myself another drink.
That one has an image that's going to be hard to put out there. Let's see. Without the image, one of your team members has asked you to analyze the following SOA record. What is the TTL? Rutgers.edu SOA. It just has a long string of stuff there. The only one that looks like a TTL is 2400 there. And yeah, I can read a log. Yay.
First off, if you're seeing a TTL that's 2400, that's fucking wrong.
That's the only, let's see. That's the only thing in here that's a TTL. Let me go check my answer. Question 16. Yeah, it's 2400 TTL. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but that's way too long of a...
Yeah, it should be like 60, what, 64 or...
Or less, I mean...
Yeah.
You don't need... Like, it just all depends on what...
We're gonna flag
server
this as a
you're-
bad question and talk to the guy about it tomorrow. This is weird.
It just depends on what you're having your TTL being for, right?
Yeah, this is SOA on a zone transfer, I guess they grabbed this from. I don't know. I think this is not the first question I've seen in their bank that's like, that's wrong. There's one where it was like, Yeah, it says, oh, SOA record TTL. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. You sound like you worked for my old retail employer. I hope not. That text could be annoyingly effective, Stewie said. Yeah, that's true. Send all encrypted emails to Scopely support. This one has 2400 as the TTL for an SOA record. Maybe that's right. I don't know. I'm gonna flag that question and come back to that. Because if so, I need to know that before the test, because I wouldn't have gone with that. Peter, a system administrator working at a reputed IT firm, decided to work from his home and log in remotely. Later, he anticipated that the remote connection could be exposed to session hijacking. To curb this possibility, he implemented a technique that creates a safe and encrypted tunnel. I don't think I need to read the rest of this. VPN. VPN's an option.
I was like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Hold on, he's working from home and he's not using the VPN?
He just realized, hey, I should probably be on a VPN. This is a system administrator working at a reputed IT firm, and then it dawned on him later.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me, man. People are fucking stupid. People are fucking stupid.
So Real Cookie Monster 69 said, I think default SOA TTL is 3600. It was acquired and they fired most of IT. Yeah. It had won its way on the top 10 worst places to work to in America. Ooh, I don't know. Mine's not one of those, hopefully. Default SOA TTL. So it might be this 2400. Okay. Maybe. I need to go look at SOA stuff in the morning. Next. Study the snort rule given below and interpret the rule. Alert TCP any to 192.168.1.0.20. What is it? Interpret this rule.
I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, I'm just. I could either grab a screenshot and toss this on screen here, or just work through this one real quick. It's a snort rule. Message mounted access. Mount D access. Says an alert generated when it's a TCP packet originating from any IP address that's seen on the network and destined for any IP address on the on port 111. That's pretty straightforward. Shouldn't have mumbled through that one. Should have just done that one later. Okay. To hide the file on a Linux system, you have to start the file name with a specific character. What is the character? Period. That's a test question.
Wait, putting period as a test question?
No, that's an answer to it.
Oh.
It says to hide the file on a Linux system, you start the file extension with, or you start the file name with a specific character. What is the character? It's either an exclamation mark, underscore, tilde, or a period. It's a period.
Which is interesting because that doesn't actually hide it. It just obfuscates it. Because
right.
All you have to do
you have to just search for. Yeah.
Search or type, and you still get to the same area. So
this is the CEH, remember?
I mean, the real reason I know this is because of the Steam Deck and playing on the Steam Deck. I mean, that's the only reason.
Oh, you go look for all the hidden files that are super well hidden?
Yeah, they're super well hidden. You know,
period tab
/program files. Wait, hold on. All of Windows is installed on Steam Deck? What?
SOA is usually a day, the Darius says. Interesting. Forgotten Sex says snorts my jam. See, it's funny the amount of InfoSec people we've attracted to this channel before we actually move towards an InfoSec channel.
I mean, if you think about it, the average, player base of Star Trek Fleet Command is probably not your average World of Warcraft player base.
I don't know what the average World of Warcraft player base is anymore. I'm so out of touch with that community. The crossover just makes sense. Yeah. What am I looking at here? Question 20. User A is writing a sensitive email message to user B outside the local network. User A has chosen to... Why didn't you just call them like Bob and Allie and stuff? Jeez. To use PKI to secure his message and ensure only user B can read the sensitive email. At what layer of the OSI layer model does the encryption and decryption of the message take place? Application transport session presentation.
Presentation?
Yep. I guess presentation, technically. Whatever. It's presentation. Yeah.
Which is... I'm pretty sure that's part of the CISP fucking study book there.
Yeah. There's a lot of... Well, PK... I'm sure this has evolved a little bit. Let's see. I'm sure it's the same. That's very presumptuous. I'm frustrated. I'm a frustrated housewife for a living, Stewie says. Gender neutral. It's not... they did change all that. Instead of, what is it, man in the middle, what do they change it to now? I forget. It's not personal, that's why no name. BS question.
No,
Encryption can happen at each layer.
No one has changed it. It's man in the middle.
Okay,
like,
that's true. They're attempting to change it to something else.
I'm not trying to, like, again, I'm not trying to judge anyone right now for their gender belief, but, like, when it comes to the professionals, the only thing we're calling it is man in the middle. Right. Like, that's it.
And
like,
guess what? And here's the kicker. Women can be man in the middle. And they have been. Female hackers that successfully execute a man in the middle attack are still man in the middle because it's not about...
And there's nothing like... It's not discriminating. It's just, that's, like, you have to be short and concise with what you're talking about.
Right. People know what an MITM is.
About what you're talking about. Like, what is going on right now? Oh, well, we have an LGBTQ, LIA, ABCD, EFG, HI, JK, LMAT, LIBT2, IMB going on. What? What?
Had someone try to correct me on a list called a whitelist and a blacklist. I heard somebody was talking about when I was studying for one of, I think, my CISSP, that they were going to change the white hat and black hat to something more neutral. And it's like, no, they're not. That is ingrained in it as well. Female hackers, next thing you know, that would be giving them the right to vote. God, Stewie. Which method of password cracking takes the most time and effort? Brute force? Dictionary, brute shoulder force. Surfing, rainbow brute tables, force. Brute force, yep. Jake, a professional hacker, installed spyware on a target iPhone to spy on the target user's activities. He can take complete control of the target mobile device by jailbreaking the device remotely and record audio, capture screenshots, and monitor all phone calls and SMS messages. What is the type of spyware that Jake used to infect the target device? We got Droid Sheep. It's not going to work on an iPhone. Andrew Rat. It's not going to work on an iPhone. Zscaler. A containerizer for... It's containerization on a phone. Or Trident. Trident's the only one that's going to affect an iPhone, right?
I feel like it's Trident.
Yeah. I feel like I led that question a little bit. Doesn't matter. Okay. Johnson.
Well, the only problem is that, like, everything that you tried to, like, take away.
Yeah.
You were like, this Android specific. It's like,
right.
Yes, congratulations. We already got that from the fucking question, dude.
Right. You gotta love it. Okay, I'm not that worried about passing this exam. It'll be decades till it's changed in products. True.
But the good thing is that it shows that, okay, so you understand that Trident is a very popular iOS malware.
Right.
So that's the big thing when it comes to CH. It's like, what's the big X enumeration of this specific, OS that we're operating on?
Yep.
So you were either right or you're wrong, but it doesn't really fucking matter because you're going to pass anyway, because 75% of the questions are going to be like, hey, how do I get to the C drive from fucking DOS?
Yeah. Yeah, I think my part of my hang up here is going from the CISSP to the CEH, because the CISSP was such a shitty test. It was like constantly trying to make you feel like you know nothing. And I hated it. I passed it in like an hour and a half at 100 questions and thought I had failed it because it was so fucking dastardly.
But the CEH is going to be so fucking easy because you're going to be like, I don't understand. How is this fucking hard? Fuck you.
Scopely where? Forgotten Sex says Raffle at Z Scopely instead of Z Scalar. Is it still okay to call it a file manager? God. Don't mansplain that to me. Okay. On performing a risk assessment, you need to determine the potential impacts when some of the critical business processes of the company interrupt its service. What's the name of the process by which you determine this critical business asset? Yeah, that's going to be business impact analysis. We got emergency plan response. That's not it. Business impact analysis. Risk mitigation. No. Disaster recovery planning. This is the impact. So that's going to be business impact analysis.
Do you even need me here? Like,
I don't. Apparently I don't. Sorry to be wasting your time.
I was going to jump in, but I'm just like, no, you're good, man. Like,
I've got this.
The next thing you got to do, you got to go to SANS and take the SANS 410 course.
Is that still taught by SCOTUS? Ed SCOTUS, you said you know SCOTUS like personally.
I
right?
don't. What? I don't know, Ed. Who's Ed?
Just wait for the renewal fees and paperwork. Yeah.
I've never drank at a bar with him and been like, we fucking hate life together. No.
He was out here at Montreat College when I first started, for something they were doing.
I think it's gonna be hilarious, and for anyone else in the channel, I might be teaching one of Dan's courses here in the next year.
It'd be pretty awesome.
I think it's gonna be hilarious because I'm gonna be like, "Hey, I know you."
Hey, I know your actual name and everything about you, homie. I've got a bunch more of these questions. We can read like 5 more of them because I think people in chat are actually having fun with it too. And then I'll just do the rest of them and probably go to hell to bed. Oh shit, if I can remember which one of these icons is my question. Awesome, Dan gets an A. I don't know. If Seth is my instructor, he's gonna be like, all right, everybody else, good luck. Because I'm just gonna pick on Dan the whole time. That'd be pretty fun. How can you determine if a LM hash you extracted contains a password that is less than 8 characters long? I don't have any experience with that.
Just search for characters less than 8.
It says there. Okay, so we got A, B, C, D, and E. A, there's no way to tell because a hash cannot be reversed. B, the rightmost portion of the hash is always the same.
Oh, with the hash password?
Yeah, with the hash password. So LM hash contains a password that's less than 8 characters. LM hash is always capitalized, right? Like the password's always capitalized and hashed. It's less than 8 characters long. Rightmost portion of the hash is always the same. The hash always starts with AB923D. I don't think so. The leftmost portion of the hash is always the same. So it's probably the rightmost portion or the leftmost portion is always the same. Where a portion of the hash will be all zeros. Well, if it hashed it, probably not. Real Cookie Monster 69 says no way to tell. Price value is getting so much worse. Let me answer the next one. I know jack shit about this. Okay, so how can you determine if an LM hash you extract contains a password that is less than 8 characters long? Somebody say hash. So I'm going to go with either B or D. The rightmost portion of the hash is always the same, or the leftmost portion of the hash is always the same, since those are almost the same. Answer. Less than 8 characters. So is it going to fill the rest of that with... It's going to pad them with zeros and then hash it? So then... I don't know much about this, but I would say right. The rightmost portion is always the same. Let me go. Do you know?
I would disagree, but that's cool.
What is your answer? I have to go try to find this.
You know what? Let's go with that. Let's go with the rightmost answer would be the same, even though you could have a little bit of the left influence that.
It says B, rightmost portion of the hash is always the same.
Yeah, as long as there's EE at the end, you're good.
Okay. That one is, I need to probably, like, flashcard that. Like, that's gonna, that might come up. I guess I'll remember it. Alright, I'm gonna flag this one.
Because the issue is that you gave me several answers and I wasn't sure, like, again, it's been so long since I've done CEH, I wasn't sure if you could select multiple answers.
Oh, yeah, that one was just one. I think it usually says select 3 answers or something. So, 26. Which of the following tools can be used to perform a zone transfer? We got 3 of the following. Was it A, B, C, D, E, F, and G? NS lookup. Yes. Finger. I don't know what finger is. Dig. Yep. Sam Spade. Host. Netcat and Neotrace. Not Netcat, not Host. I feel like I've seen Sam Spade before. I don't know what that is.
I don't even know what that is.
What is Sam Spade? I gotta look this up. Because it's a tool that I've heard about, but it might not apply here. That's a person. That might not be it. What's Neotrace? Neotrace gonna perform a zone transfer? Is that a thing? I've not heard of that one. It's 3. NS lookup and dig for sure, but I don't know what this last one is. So it's either finger, Sam Spade, Host, Netcat, which I know, or Neotrace. I don't know. Not finger, Real Cookie Monster says. Sam Spade's software was the name of a Windows software tool designed to assist in tracking down sources of email spam. It's also the name of a free web service that provides access to similar online tools. It's named after the fictional character Sam Spade. Footprinting and scanning tools. If it does footprinting. Why don't I just go look up, can you use Sam Spade to perform a zone transfer? Zone transfer is used to request the DNS service and all the information it has. I don't know. If it's used for footprinting, it's probably that one, but let's just go cheat. It is D, Sam Spade. So it's A, C, and D. NS lookup, dig, and Sam Spade. So we all learned something.
All right. So there was a lot there to unpack. Because I was like, there's no one answer there. Like, my brain was hurting.
Yeah. I'm not thrilled with some of the base of questions here.
My brain's hurting for being at midnight.
Yeah. I'll do one more. Because this one should be pretty easy. Which of the following Bluetooth hacking techniques refers to the theft of information from a wireless device through Bluetooth? Got blue smacking, blue bugging, blue jacking, and blue snarfing.
Snarfing. snurfing.
Snurfing.
It's the snurf.
Blue. Snarking. Snurf. Cool. I'll do the rest of these in a minute. Well, thanks for hanging out and making studying fun. Not just you, but everybody.
I would say more, but, you know, I actually have to go and do this in the morning.
Yeah. Question for all. In the amalgam refinery, by tearing up the amalgam, do more projectiles get added? No.
No.
Sucks. Amalgam refinery is still broken and horrible.
Yeah, the amalgam refinery is the most broken thing in the fucking game when it comes to a ship and its refinery.
Yep.
Everything else has, like, been semi-fixed. The amalgam, though,
Horrible and always will be, probably.
honestly, worst $1,200 I ever spent on the game.
The amalgam itself is good for a player like me trying to grab a bunch of resource real quickly, like in a scoop or two from, like, you know, one of my buddies who has a bunch of resources that they're like, hey, I literally won't feel it if you come grab like 100 scoops, you know? But other than that, well, especially you're at the top of the food chain, so it would only be useful for somebody trying to scoop you. It's not really going to help you. Like, who are you going to raid? Nobody has more resources than you, or not many people have more resources than you.
You know, so they introduced this mechanic when they introduced another mechanic.
The treasury tax thing?
No, the incursion thing.
It was a little before that. The amalgam came out when I was studying for the CISSP last year, because I missed that ship.
I mean, the amalgam and incursion came out at like the same time.
No, the mantis came out with the incursions. The amalgam came out, it had to be early last year. It was around the time as the Fuchsia, which was the very beginning of last year.
Well, then I wasn't raiding anyone with it, and I didn't fucking spend money on it, because why would I spend money on something that didn't do me anything?
Right. The amalgam is the only thing I'm going to raid with, but I'm in a different class of player than you.
Yeah, I didn't start leveling the amalgam until incursions came out.
Yeah, but you didn't have a reason to. You weren't going to use it,
like,
yeah.
Like, again, like you said, who am I going to raid? Myself?
Right.
I wish. I wish I could.
That's, I mean, I've got, every now and again, if I hit, like, minimum on one of my resources, which is usually titanium, somebody's like, here, come take a couple scoops, and I'm like, cool, because I don't feel it. Like you were saying, when you start trending upward because you're far enough along in all your stuff, you're like, okay, well, you can come take, you know, 50 billion of what my several trillion, and I won't feel it. And I'm like, cool. That's the only use for the amalgam for me, is to allow people, like when people are generous enough to donate resources to your level 43, level 44 operation self, you have a way to actually not inconvenience them all day to do it.
I just think it's funny that the only time that I've ever been raided is when literally the server notification system was not working. And Scopely was like, oh yeah, here's all your resources back.
I have never been raided, which is amazing because, like, right now I'm still behind, you know, 4 days worth of a 7-day shield because I'm in this boot camp and don't want to have to check my phone that often, so. But even still, even with everything I've had going on and all that, it's still, I can't say I've never been raided, actually, because Butters did get 6 scoops on me. He's the only person to ever get me, like, actually not paying attention. 6 scoops. And I told him, you're the first person to ever get me. I was like, dude, I gotta tell you, like, I stopped it, but you're the only person who can actually say that they got the drop on me and actually were able to raid me. You are in a different ballpark. You and Q and everybody else that can take their Nova and smack into my base and grab whatever before the 10-minute shield comes up. A little different. Wouldn't classify that as the same thing as a player at my level getting the drop on me.
You think the Nova would do stuff? The BD is amazing.
Is it? Still way outside of my expertise. Speeding up some speeding up vaulting is someone stupid. So I debating getting amalgam skin because it's too slow. I don't know how much of a difference does the amalgam skin make? You need 1 Una. Yeah, that's the biggest issue with them not running incursions, is that you're not going to get... Well, you can get her from the... you logging in every day to the web store and grabbing a mission key because she's in that loot table. You get 8 of those a week. So you get a chance at her. Did a video on the Mantis. 22/9/2022. It was released in August before that. Thanks, Stewie. So it wasn't even last year. Was it last year? So I did it in September. Forget Una, Subspace Relays. Yeah, those two. When was Baitor released into the game? Because she's always had that officer ability, and she was released at the same time as that, wasn't she? I think I didn't do that video until way later, Stewie. Patch 38. So the 11th of January 2022 is when the amalgam was put out. So it was January of last year. And then the Fisha came right after it. When were incursions put in the game? Introducing infinite incursions. So they were in June. The end of June is when they announced those. This is about 6 months later. What's the difference between Una's Captain Maneuver and Wesley's Captain Maneuver? Wesley's broken. You looked for Mantis. I told you it was at the same time as the Mantis. So that was June. Mantis. The Mantis came out in August with the strike team. I'd love some before sourcing beef. Was that before sourcing besides the Poo Elite event? Baitor? Cool. Mystery solved. All right. Yeah, Baitor. Cool. Our record just teabag data right now. What? Oh, man. All right, y'all. It's been awesome. We're like 2 hours past on our 2-hour stream, but I've enjoyed it. Hopefully you've learned something about security. I think I have. So much appreciated. I got to get back to studying, and we'll let you know how the exam went on the next stream next week. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you again soon.